Haha!
There you go.
First try. This is Conspiracy Theory, starring Donald Von Griffin, Karen Torres, Leslie Danneberger, Lloyd Montgomery, and me, the GM, Brandon Blackmore. Tonight's game brought to you by Devil's Backbone Danzig Baltic Porter, which is,
Mouthful.
I think of all the things.
Too long for a name of a beer.
It really is.
Personally, I like the Baltics. The Baltic porters.
I love the beer. Don't get me wrong. I think this is fantastic beer. A little pricey, but it's really good. Of all of what I was about to say is all of the beers that have sponsored the game. This one, I would love for them to say, "Hey, you want 2 cases of beer?" And I'd go, "Yes, that'd be fantastic." Fantastic.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
Devil's Backbone actually does several fairly good beers. I think they overprice themselves a little bit.
Well, it's not Youngling.
Yeah.
Youngling, which is not bad beer, but it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all.
But
when I'm buying
no,
2 cases of beer, it's Youngling. So.
Okay. If I'm paying $30 for a 24-pack, I'm getting something better than Devil's Backbone. I'm getting Victory. You know.
I thought that was a motorcycle.
All
right.
It is.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Please refresh my memory of what we did however many weeks ago, because my memory is horrible.
We killed them in a bloody, horrible way.
Oh, you killed Lord Steep?
In a bloody,
Or
horrible
Streep?
way.
No, Steep. Steep.
No.
We killed somebody in a bloody, horrible way.
No, you killed Lord Steep 2 games ago.
It was Lord Steep. That was the big wig at that.
The old guy.
Yeah, the old guy.
Man, at this level of power, they're all old white guys. So.
Let me check my notes.
Let's see. Yeah. You interrogated Lord Steep. Found out was really just not a nice man. Ellen Brennan ripped him limb from limb in wolf form. So, it's not as bad as it could be. If you'd done it as a human, that would have been pretty gross. But as a wolf,
Bastard.
Speaking of which, I need to look something up.
And Lord Clark is the guy.
Who's Lord Steep's boss, or Lord Windermere, as actually his how you'd refer to him as Lord Windermere.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's see. Cumbria, Dacre Castle, owned by Lord Clark Windermere, true king of England.
Who's this mutated?
Whoever has been given discretion to deal with. I'm going down my notes.
Okay. Oh, and I found out it's Dacre Castle. Rhymes with Baker. The people who actually live there call it Dacre. So we'll use that until we forget.
Okay.
So the true king of England is in Dacre Castle in Cumbria. You drove there. You spent the day observing the castle remotely. John Morgan hacked in, planted weird shit on the 3 main IT techs on duty at the time.
Yes.
We buy a historical book on the castle from one of the roadside tourist stands, so that we get a floor plan and layout.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Right.
You find floor plans and things that are historical, because the castle's like hundreds of years old.
Yeah, we went to the library.
And what else went on?
I think we've just been observing for now.
Oh, 2 of the IT people accepted the anonymous offer of however much it was, like £20,000 or something stupid like that.
Right.
To what was it you were paying them to do? I'm trying to blank on that.
I was paying them to look the other way and ignore the fact that I was here.
So two went along with it.
And
one didn't.
On one of their buddies.
You brought
Yeah,
that.
and
Donald said something.
and weren't we going to pin it on whoever didn't accept?
Oh no!
No, he pinned it on everybody.
I made sure that I can get everybody with that. Yeah. Let's see. I've also essentially rooted all of their CCTV systems and found out that there's a certain part of the castle where there are no cameras.
Yes, that's
And I've been
actually
listening
pretty
in on
relevant.
conversation.
I have here, since we're talking about it. Let's see, where is it? Okay, this is not actually Dacre Castle because I couldn't find a good map of that. So we're going to use this, which is a map of a completely different castle.
That we will assume is Dacre Castle.
It's close enough. We're just going to go with it. Okay, so this is, here we go, Dacre Castle.
Out of rocks. Kings used to live there. Yeah. Castle.
Okay, so the ceilings are like 12 feet high. They're like crazy high ceilings. In the middle is actually an open area that has like a garden, and like half of it's paved, and it's they do whatever. On this map, the part to the right, the second story, the bottom right corner where you see the walls have dashes.
Yeah.
By some peculiar coincidence, it just so happens that's the area where there are no cameras or microphones or internet access or anything. Which,
Or anything creepy.
yes, according to the plans that were filed with the county or shire or whatever the hell they have in England, there is electricity in this section of the building, but you can't ping an IP address there. You don't find a camera. You don't find a microphone. You don't find a Roku box. You find nothing. So there's that.
That's going to be complicated.
Also, the elevator. Let's see where. Oh, right here. Left-hand side. On the left-hand side of the left-hand side, and close to the top, there's at the very top you see a great big circle, and underneath that there's a smaller circle. We're gonna say that smaller circle is the elevator. That elevator goes down. There are no cameras or anything below this first floor. So the elevator goes down, but you don't know what goes there. So
And then it goes down, and then it goes up.
there you go. Just let that go for a minute. If you want to look at it again, just let me know. So what else were we doing? What else happened last week?
That's about it. We've been casing the joint, as it were.
Agartha comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we wanted to find out.
You know, because you can kind of feel it, there is a portal, a doorway, somewhere in this building. You're not close enough to the building to know exactly where it is, but driving around, triangulating, if it's not in this building, it's within like 30 feet of it.
Oh, okay.
But we don't know where in the building it comes out.
You don't know exactly, no.
Okay.
Well, not yet anyway.
Because I was not, honestly, I was not seeing an easy path through the gateway, up the stairs, and over to that corner. I mean, it's a medieval castle. Of course there wouldn't be, because it's designed that way.
That's true.
But it's like, your best bet is going through the gateway, heading to the far right corner, up those stairs, and then down that hall.
Oh, well,
Make it sound so
to
easy.
be fair,
Well,
to
no,
be honest,
I'm saying that's the whole elevator thing. You can completely ignore the elevator if what we're looking for is that ruined.
this game plays fast and loose with geography. So that being said, if you look at this map, at the far upper right corner of each floor, there's like a big box, and then at the bottom right-hand corner of that box are stairs. Then,
Yes.
slightly to the left of that, at the bottom left corner of the upper right-hand corner tower, it's a tower. Okay, that tower has another set of stairs that go down. And then
And there's
all
no
the way at the
way
left, at the
the
bottom
stairs-
left, the bottom left tower, there are stairs that go up and also stairs that go down. So basically the upper right-hand tower and the upper left-hand tower both have stairs. And, as if that's not enough, the front, which the right-hand side midway up is actually the front of the building. That also has stairs that go up right there. So there are plenty of stairs, and there's also an elevator, which is
Oh my goodness, I was totally missing the front entrance.
well, there you go.
I was thinking everything came through that murder box in the gateway because it's a medieval castle. I didn't think it. I forgot that it was converted.
Oh yeah, I mean, this has stopped being an actual castle for hundreds of years. So
Yeah.
they put in like an actual entryway with an actual front door.
So wow,
and so
just
forth.
like in the front door up the stairs, and we're in the area where there's no cameras.
That would be the thing, yes. Now, granted, the floor plan you're working from looks like this. I mean, it's something that some historian or castle aficionado put together, and it's on a file somewhere. So it may not be just like this in reality, but this is what you get to go from. So here we go. And like I say, geography is going to be kind of fast and loose because that's the kind of game this is.
Okay. I have thought
Quiche.
of a method of using my character's skills to determine exactly where the entrance to Agartha is, including its above or below ground level.
Do tell.
I'm intrigued.
I
What do you have
I
in
go-
mind?
I go east of the building, I jump way up in the air, and I take an angular measurement. I take my angular measurements. And then I go to another area and I jump way up in the air and I take my angular measurements. And then I do high school geometry. And find
What's
a
that? I wanna figure
three-dimensional
that out.
exactly where in the at least generally where in the building and above or below ground.
So you present this plan to the other people in the bread and breakfast.
Yeah.
What do you guys? What
And
was?
from those four measurements, it's basic. I mean, I teach kids. I used to teach this to kids all the time.
Well, to me, it sounds like a plan. I don't know geography from.
How
Well,
far away from the castle are you going to be when you do this?
Yeah, really.
Because I could just see you eating a Stinger missile if you're like within a mile or so.
yeah, that would be the only problem.
And this is a good point to point out what Dacre Castle actually looks like. It looks like this. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. Wrong screen. Hang on. Ta-da! Okay. At this moment in time, there are 3 companies of soldiers camped around this castle, and another company of soldiers inside the castle.
That's
Mainly in that courtyard in the middle, but also spread throughout. They are like roaming around on the inside of the building. There are a lot of people camped around this castle.
How well do you show up on radar? Just out of curiosity.
How would he know? he has no idea.
Okay.
I mean, it's a fair question, but he doesn't know the answer.
Too bad you don't have a cloaking device in that awesome armor you produce. That would help.
Yeah, really. It's not every day, you see somebody humanoid jumping, stories high or whatever.
Are you still here, Donald? You look frozen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure.
Brandon,
Where
where's
did?
the
Oh,
next
go ahead.
closest door? Where's the next closest doorway to Agartha?
Oh, that's a good question. Hang on. Um, just a minute. I mean, you don't need to know
Think of that.
exactly, right? But I'll just give you an idea.
I mean, top type, 20 miles, 200 miles. Prescott, Arizona.
Um, oh, come on. Sorry. Um,
Google Maps.
Google Map is not helping me as much as it could. Because I don't want too far, but I don't want too close either. Ooh, Carlisle Castle, which is, let's see, that's like 5, so we're talking 5 times 5. Okay, about 25 miles north. Carlisle Castle, a
Oh, that's
20th
not so
century
bad.
fortress and prison.
Now, question. Unless we know exactly where the gate is, we can't go in from Carlisle Castle into Dacre.
You can go anywhere you want to
Well,
go.
I mean, we can. We just won't know where we're ending up until we recon.
Yeah.
Okay. The
If you have
suggestion
questions
either.
about how because we've had a couple of weeks since we played, and although it's clear in my mind, I may not have explained it well. If you have questions about how the portals and how the labyrinth works, how Agartha works, ask, and I'll tell you. Because
Okay,
intuitively, your characters get it.
right.
I mean, there may be things you haven't thought of to ask as characters, and those
Well,
things simply.
As I recall, any entrance or exit to Agartha has kind of a somebody else's problem field around it, in that people will be looking at it and guarding it or camping on it, but as soon as you walk through the door, they're distracted.
That has been your experience, yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
So it sounds like
Yeah, I'm just saying we could pop through this doorway into Old Man Puff and Stuff, rightful king of everything's castle, and some underground complex with a floor plan that we have no clue of. I just want to bring that up as a possibility we need to prepare ourselves for.
That possibility should be met with leaving the back door open so that we can haul ass out of here if we have to. Oh,
that would be nice.
Brandon, order an expensive computerized programmable drone. I don't know why I haven't bought one of these yet, but
Yeah, really.
Well, make sure it's not traceable to you, among other things.
I'm using a lot of cash.
You forget you were asking.
They're like $200 at the hobby store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I can, just find a place where I can buy one.
Make a network guy roll. Because if you order one, it's going to be 2 or 3 days before it gets here.
Right. Roll a 5, so 8.
Let's see.
I'm like any hobby store, pay cash.
Let's get rid of that. So you rolled 5 and your thing is 3, so it's total and 8. All right. I just zoom out to see what the big things are. Okay. About a 2-hour drive from you is a place called Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough. Anyway, it's on the east coast of England, and there is a hobby store there, that specializes in model rocketry and drones. And they have, you're looking at their website, and you're like, man, this thing's fantastic. It can pick up a dog. It's just,
Yes, it must
it's
be
just
mine.
amazing. You can
All right,
control it with either Android or an iPad, and you can actually, it has a camera built in, or you can attach a phone to it, and it can do all kinds of crazy things. It's like $400.
Okay.
It's a good 2 hours drive from here, though.
Well, it doesn't seem like we're doing anything right at the moment today, so I will go and purchase the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have like a time limit on this. It's not like at the stroke of midnight the Frog Prince turns into a real boy or something, right?
This is true. However, and this is something that
Besides-
Ellen Brennan pointed out to you guys last week, that at this moment, yes, Lord Windermere is clearly expecting you, and Hodge and all these soldiers are on site. But at this moment in time, it is reactive. You're coming, so they're putting up defenses. There has been no time for them to formulate any kind of plan other than that. And the longer you take,
The more
the
they
more-
can formulate a plan.
exactly. And this is stuff that Ellen Brennan would know, being the whole soldiery military type. But 2 hours to drive there, 2 hours back with your toys, not a big deal.
Okay.
So John Morgan's gone until around 2 in the afternoon. You guys doing? It's Tuesday. You guys doing anything? I'm just curious.
I'm getting more iced tea.
Get some more ice tea. Other than John Morgan, what are you guys doing? Anything? You got until at least 2, assuming he doesn't get waylaid and abducted on the way back to Dacre. Leslie, were you going to say
Yeah.
something?
I was going to ask, but I'm again forgetting names and stuff like that. Kieran's character, is she willing to do the ghost walk thing?
Charlotte Day.
For this?
Oh, Charlotte did
I did
her.
last time.
You did your. Charlotte did her astral projection. She went through the building. She saw that there was an area where Lord Windermere was. Wait, or am I? I'm thinking I may be confusing myself with something John Morgan did. He hacked into a body camera on somebody and followed them
As far as I
around.
know, Charlotte has not done the astral projection.
No, I did. I did it last time, but at the same
Oh,
time
you did? Okay.
as John Morgan was playing with his stuff.
Oh, okay.
I pretty much-
My memory's not that good either.
Pretty much verified what he could see,
Oh, okay.
if I
Okay.
remember correctly. Because I
Anything
thought there were
else?
areas I couldn't go in.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, because she couldn't go in the bottom. The below the elevator would go down, and your astral form could stand in the elevator and go down with it. But at some point, you would stop, and the elevator would keep going. So you can't go astrally into the basement or cellar, whatever it is. And there's also an area on the second floor that you cannot enter astrally. It feels like a very strong wind pushing against you, and at some point it's simply too much for you to push through.
Cool.
That's the feel of it.
I'm assuming a 12-story underground complex the size of Rhode Island.
Maybe it's possible.
Could
That's
be.
what
Who
I
knows?
assume is down that
Since
elevator.
they had magical protection on that one guy, or a magical watching thing on that one guy, we can assume that they do have magic at their hands.
Who? Lord Steep?
Well, Lord Windermere.
Or Windermere.
Yeah,
Well, that's that protection of somebody watching that first guy,
yeah.
the device or thing.
hmm But it's not. I mean, there's a very good reason to believe that they have magic at their hands for other purposes as well.
Oh, Rupert Carrington. His apartment had a
Yeah.
little idol sitting on a shelf
Yeah.
that was watching his apartment magically. He may or may not have been aware of it.
Rupert. I knew he had the name of a stuffed animal. I just couldn't remember which one.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, John Morgan hacked into body cams of some of the soldiers and followed them around and saw Hodge reporting to Lord Windermere And Lord Windermere is saying basically, just go do what you do because, who cares about you? So, okay. If nothing else goes on, around 2, 3 in the afternoon, John Morgan comes back. He's got a drone the size of a microwave oven. It is a sizable thing. But it can carry all kinds of stuff. It's got a battery that'll last 6 hours, and
Subtle.
Well, the box is the size of a microwave. The drone isn't that big.
Yeah, all the parts are in that box.
This is coming from the guy who turns into a giant crystalline suit of armor.
No kidding. Glass houses, buddy.
You see my point.
All right, guys, what's the plan?
Well, if we're going to go through the gate, we probably would want to send the drone through to find out what's on the other side, so we can get an idea where we're coming out in the castle.
How convenient. I just happen to have a drone right here.
Yeah.
Did you have fun at the toy store?
I bought toys. Of course I had fun.
We can say, for sake of argument, that for the next couple of days, anyway, couple of games, if something comes up that you could have gotten from that store, yeah, as it happens, you did pick up, a model rocket 3 feet tall, or whatever.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna go back through the memory banks and watch Hodge for and any slip ups that she did, and like where she put that rifle. I'm gonna go through that.
Oh, you mean when you abducted Lord Steep?
Yeah.
Make a roll. Make a remembering stuff, crystalline entity kind of roll. Tell me what you get. Oh, I roll against you. I keep forgetting to do that. Chaz, the rules we're using is you do 2d6 and your thing, and I roll 2d6 and whatever the difficulty is, and then we see what happens. And that happens even if it's just like a random thing. So, oh my god. All right. No, everything's fine.
13.
13 total?
There's something
Yes.
to worry about.
At some point.
No, Brendan, 13 on 2d6. Yes, 13.
Oh, plus your thing. Oh, no, you're fucking with me. All right, never mind. It took me a minute. 2d6. Yes, 13. You can. Ha 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 ha. All right. Looking back through your memories, they're not exactly memories, but they're not exactly recordings either. Hodge has the plasma cannon. Hodge doesn't have the plasma cannon. So you know between point A and point B, she had it and then didn't have it, but you don't see what she did with it.
Okay, but it was like on the drive over or something? Or like between entering the house and...
No, in the house, in Lord Steep's house, while you were getting close to him.
Okay,
Before
so
she
like
had been
in a
revealed
certain
as...
hallway,
Yes, exactly.
Going down a
exactly.
certain hallway.
Between this doorway and that doorway, somewhere between there,
He's hidden it in an armoire.
Okay.
or in a suit of
Most
armor.
likely. Yeah. Okay. I just, satisfying curiosity and rolling myself through her movements to learn her style so that I can beat the crap out of her next time I see her.
Also, you want to be able to find that cannon again, because losing it's a good thing.
If we can get it back.
Well, you have a spare. Hodge actually moves.
Right, but now we don't have a spare.
Sooner or later, the battery's going to run out, and you're screwed.
Or lizard men.
Go find more lizardmen.
Man, friend who could probably get us
Um,
another.
From
There's a really, really wealthy lizard man who owes us a big favor right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we have a lizard man friend.
that's true.
He's asking for a battery pack
That's
or charger or something.
that's true.
Yeah,
A pack of batteries is a little favor.
As favors go, that's on the small side.
That's like
Okay.
something that you just kind of do and forget about it later because it wasn't even worth worrying about it.
From Mark Savage's point of view, Hodge moves a lot like Brennan does when he's not a wolf. It's a very step, 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 look around, step, 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 look around. Uh, it's not a run, it's a purposeful, brisk walk from point to point and then looking around. That sums up how these people move when they're in danger.
Hang situational awareness.
So Hodge moves very similar to the way that Brennan moves when shit's going down, and Brennan's not a wolf.
So the moment that I see her pause when moving forward, that's when you pull the trigger on the sniper rifle.
That's a decision you would have to make. So, meanwhile,
No, that's pretty much when you do it.
so it's
Right
early
then.
afternoon. Morgan's back. He's looking at his toys. He's setting up to work through his laptop or whatever, or phone.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, I want another drone that's smaller and quieter and moves on the ground, like an RC.
Like an iRobot. Like an iRobot.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One,
Roomba.
the one that doesn't go zzz.
And this big old shitload of noise.
All right. Cool. Get them all set up. Hook up little cameras and everything.
All right.
Then what?
Okay. I'm ready to go.
All right.
Okay. That means we have to go to the other castle, I assume.
Oh yeah. How are we going to get in there? Just out of curiosity. Well, I guess at night we could look it up, get on the internet, find out, is the castle open to the public? Is it a private residence?
Wait,
Uh,
Carlisle Castle, the one that's a 12th century fortress?
Yeah, that one.
It didn't occur to me you were actually going there. Okay, give me a minute. Didn't I thought you were
It
just
is not enough that we have. It's not enough that we have one castle that we're dealing with, Brandon. We now have to have two castles.
I thought you were just morbidly curious. So, hang on. Let's see.
Brendan, I have one more. I have one statement to make. What box? You're playing in. Okay.
Wait, what?
I said what box?
I don't know what that means.
It means that we, as usual, we're thinking outside of.
Oh.
Yeah, thinking outside the box. No, wait,
you-
what box? Oh, you
box?
mean the one that the cats are in?
Yeah, the one the cats are in. Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god.
This bunch never thinks ahead, so I'm trying to keep in mind every contingency that we can put together. So,
Carlisle Castle is like 1,000 years old. Isn't that nuts?
wow.
That is nuts. I mean, the entire current castle isn't 1,000 years old, but the castle as a entity is like 1,000 years old. So let's see. It is. They have tours. It's a tourist thing.
I was at a citadel in Romania where the hilltop where the citadel sat, they had found the remains of a 2nd century BC Dacian war party camp.
Fun fact:
That's
Carlisle-
an old castle.
Carlisle Castle is a tourist attraction from the beginning of November to mid-February. It is only open on Saturday and Sunday, so it is closed when you get there.
Can
Just
we figure out a way to get in?
closed up. And
Okay, well, that makes it easy.
there's a gate that you would have to literally walk around to get to it.
Shit.
It's a big ass castle too.
Ow.
I wonder how far
You
that
alright?
somebody else's problem field extends around the doorway.
Wow, this is crazy.
Are the cameras?
There are a few security cameras in the building itself in the castle. Yeah.
I'll be right back again.
That's a good one.
Miss
I'll do this one.
Miss Penny applied a claw.
Okay. Hang on, I'll show you what Carlisle Castle looks like. And if you look on this map off to the right and down to the bottom, it's in the middle of actual like neighborhoods and stuff. There's like shops and streets and things. It's just
So it is.
yeah.
So it is not currently open to the public, and we'd have to wait for the weekend for it to be open to the public.
Well,
That is correct.
Yeah.
And today is Tuesday.
well, that just means we have that many days to worry before somebody figures out we've broken in.
Always nice to hear the voice of optimism.
Now, just because it's not open doesn't mean there's nobody here. However, I'll just give you for free. You go there, you reconnoiter, or whatever. It appears to be just flat out closed. You don't see lights. You don't see cars parked anywhere. It seems to be like.
Can we tell what building the gateway is in? If it's in the main keep or if it's in one of the outbuildings?
Oh, hang on. I'll roll for you.
Okay.
You're looking at my rolls. 7. Actually, I'll share it with you again. Whatever. Where was it? Okay. The top middle of this picture, where you see the flag,
Yeah.
it's like directly under that flag at ground level.
Oh, it's in the keep then. Okay. How hard could that be to get into?
That's
You
an
really
excellent
shouldn't
question.
say stuff like that.
Well, if you park on the street over on the left-hand side, which is
Yep.
like a neighborhood, and then just have Mark Savage just jump over the wall with you, you can just walk to it.
Oh wow.
What we can do is walk around through that nice deep ditch that they've got so that nobody sees us skulking around. Because, we'll be down under everything's eye level.
Ground level.
And when
Yeah.
we skulk around the moat, I grab one end of the rope, everybody else grabs the other end of the rope, I jump over the wall, tie it off. Y'all solve your own problem. And we're in, right?
So anyway,
Pull the rope back after us. Do the reverse if we have to. Anybody see a flaw in that plan?
Nope. As long enough piece of rope, we just put some knots in it. Piece of cake.
It has the advantage of being simple. Yes.
so what do
All
you
right,
do?
guys. So plan: go to Carlisle Castle, go through the gate at Agartha there, take it to the gate at Dacre Castle, and go through there. I can do some reconnaissance with the drones, just in case we're not walking into a huge mess. And if we are, then we can always just run back through the gate and end up back at Carlisle Castle and haul ass.
Or if we're really nervous, we can go even further than haul ass.
Oh, this is something that came up last time we played. I'm just thought of it, so I'm going to remind you of it in case you forgot about it.
Okay.
John Morgan set up and prepared for, so it's just one of the reasons why I'm mentioning it. What, sweetie? Susan McKee, she's seeing if on a mower. Anyway, he set up, there is a local, man, I'm an electrician, I should remember this. Anyway, there's a local junction point for the electricity.
A municipal junction, yeah.
Yeah, that feeds Dacre Castle and a number of small, homesteads in the area, but Dacre Castle is your focus. That you had hacked into and figured out how to shut off the power to the entire grid, this
Yes.
particular small section of grid, which would take out cameras and lights and so on and so forth. I'm just mentioning it.
All right.
Can we still do it? Can we do that from Agartha?
No,
I'll signal
no.
things down.
You cannot do that from Margartha.
No, but we can do it from their basement.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you could. Or, for what it's worth, you could do it from Carlisle Castle. All right, so what you guys going to do?
We're ready to go.
Yeah, I'll execute the plan until something interesting happens.
Tell me what happens and I'll interrupt you when you're wrong.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. What? 75 foot of rope. Park the car. Sneak around the castle. Jump over the wall. Secure a rope. Have everybody else climb after.
Everybody cool with that?
Yes.
That all
Walk
goes
walk up to the door and enter a guard.
without a flaw.
Can John Morgan take the climb with all his equipment that he's carrying?
You can.
One of my hobbies is urban exploring, so yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he's
worst
got a
worst
backpack.
case
It's got
scenario-
shit stuffed in it. Whatever.
Worst case scenario, we tie the end of the line to all that equipment and y'all haul it up after you.
Yeah, it's not a problem. You figured it out.
Loop the line around the castellation and drop it down the other side.
You figured
No
it out.
problem.
You
Climb
get
in,
to the.
climb in, get to the main building, break in.
Actually, you don't need to, because it's one of those Wizard of Oz, the cellar door that's like at a slant.
Yeah.
It's actually a door to a coal cellar,
Oh, okay.
and normally you would open it and you would see a slide that goes down to a coal cellar.
Right.
But because you guys are looking for Agartha, you open it and it is a series of very tiny little steps that go to a hallway. Question is, who opens the door?
Probably me.
Okay. It looks basically like a very narrow access stairwell that leads to a back hallway in some kind of large office building. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Head down there.
And everybody follows, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You go back and forth through hallways and upstairs and downstairs and around corners and upstairs and downstairs and down long hallways. And eventually...
You know the real shame of all this? Not a single Lewis Carroll quote comes to me during this entire walk. That's the shame of all of this. And yeah, that's in character.
Eventually, walking down a hallway, and you kind of feel like you're getting close. And then, oh, there's a door, and you're positive that's the door. Open that door, and you will go where you want to be.
Okay.
Which is kind of how that feels.
I want the guy who's immune to damage to go through the door first.
Seriously.
Immune's a strong word.
Yeah, we don't have one of those.
Okay. Highly resistant, more
Actually,
resistant
okay.
damage than me, perhaps.
All right,
Yes, it's a fact.
Alan.
I think it's on you, Donald.
Yeah,
We will all look at you expectantly.
Okay.
Like you're standing around with a group of golden retrievers and you've got a dog bone in your hand.
Okay, mask up and walk through the door.
He stands there for a minute and he like sighs in resignation, and then his skin ruptures and purplish pink crystals grow out of them and cover him up, and he looks kind of like some crazy Japanese superhero.
Purplish pink? I always thought they were kind of a greenish yellow. Like, you know.
This
His are, he's magenta. He's magenta crystal is
Oh, okay.
basically what that.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I had the wrong color the whole time.
I was thinking I was more bluish, but I'll go with magenta.
It's your character. You want to be bluish, you can be bluish.
No.
Funny.
No.
Funny. You don't
I kinda
look
like
bluish.
the idea of mood. I kind of like the idea of mood crystals.
Like sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's magenta.
Like, depending on how annoyed, angry, the situation, whatever emotion I'm feeling when it comes out, like a mood ring or something.
I like that a lot. I think that's really funny.
Hmm.
So what is it today? As your is it-
This would be sullen resignation.
So magenta, so dark, so in burgundy then.
Okay.
Yeah, like a dark red.
It has been years since I did all of the figuring out what colors
Just
mean which, and
make something up.
I'm not doing it again tonight in the next 30 seconds, so it ain't getting done.
Magenta it is.
But I like the idea of having it be different colors depending on whatever the mood swings of the GM or the player are.
I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, so you.
Okay, so I crystal up, turn the knob, and open the door.
You're in a hallway. The floor is either marble or tile or something. There's a carpet running down the middle of the hallway. On the walls are paintings and or tapestries periodically. It's a little chilly because it's December and it's northern England, and yeah, it's a castle, so it's chilly. It's reasonably well lit. I mean, it's not like blindingly bright, but neither is it dark. There are lights periodically on the wall. They are electric lights.
Is it looking like anywhere from those floor plans?
Could be fucking anywhere from the floor plans. It's a hallway, so you don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a certain number of rooms down.
Send up-
North is going to be a certain direction.
Okay, for everybody else, he crystals up, he opens the door, he steps forward. No one shoots at him, which is probably the thing most uppermost in most of the rest of your minds.
Uh-huh.
And he looks this way, and he looks that way, and he looks this way. What are you guys doing?
Send out the drone.
Is it?
It's not as loud as you're afraid. It does make an audible buzzing noise. Okay, Donald, drone about the
step out of
size
the
of a relatively large toaster, like goes past you and goes one direction or another. Anybody else?
The whole idea of sending the drone was to make sure we could come into a place that there was nobody around before we entered.
Or
Okay.
and also to get an idea of where the heck we are.
That's what the drone is for.
Yeah,
Essentially,
whichever way the drone's looking, I'm looking the other.
run the drone to the left down the hall until I get to an intersection or a doorway,
Aha!
and then turn around and run it back.
You've got a tablet or something, I assume. You're looking at it while you're doing this, right?
Right.
As it's going down the hallway, you see several things at the same time. You see several soldiers walk beneath you, like they turn a corner and walk like right underneath the drone. Like drone's going this way, they come out and they walk past and underneath the drone. It is impossible that they did not notice it. Maybe they haven't reacted to it yet because they didn't expect to see it. But you are positive that they saw it. It's a drone this big that goes zzz, okay?
Yeah, the very,
Also-
felt it as it flew by.
Also,
Do you feel
see-
a breeze, Joe?
an elevator door on your left. The
Okay.
drone does. The drone sees an elevator door on the left.
The question is, are we in the basement or are we on one of the regular floors?
Nope, I'm
No,
pretty sure
we
we're in
are.
it. And,
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we can use the elevator.
and there are soldiers incoming.
Yeah.
They had to have seen the drone, but they didn't react to it.
How many?
How
Two.
many, Brendan?
Two.
Two. Perhaps they're zombies.
Ow, right.
No, they were just. Actually, they were the same soldiers you saw before with the eyes painted on their helmets above where their visors are.
Right.
Oh, maybe that's because they're actually asleep on the job.
But they're walking.
Well, they might be. We don't know what's under those helmets until we take the helmets off half the time. Could be people, could be zombies. Who knows?
Zombies don't make very good guards.
That's true. They don't. Well, that would explain why they didn't react to the drone.
2 questions.
Yeah. Okay. So if those
Where's
guys,
the
if
drone?
those
Is the
guys
drone-
come this way?
One. Let me ask some questions.
Yep.
Lloyd,
Okay.
Yes.
is the drone continuing to go down the hallway, or is the drone stopping? Is the drone looking around? What's the drone doing?
At this point, I'm going to stop at the elevator, do a quick 360 look around. We've got more up the hallway, more down the hallway.
It spins as it looks. We're going to call up north and down south for sake of argument. Okay. As it looks south, there are 2 soldiers. They are not aiming their guns. They are simply looking up at the drone. Like, huh? Do we have those? I didn't know we had those. You can't hear what they're saying, but that's
Right.
their posture. It's
They're looking
inquisitive.
quizzical.
It's inquisitive. It's not hostile.
Okay. How far to close the distance from us to them?
They are literally between the drone and you. At this moment in time, their backs are to you. If they were to turn around and
Is
walk
it
like
5
another 10
feet? Is
Wait,
that
wait.
20
One more
feet?
thing. If they were to turn around right now and take like 4 steps, they would be face to face with Mark Savage. Like,
Wow.
if a drone had not literally just buzzed above their heads, they'd be looking at Mark Savage and probably shooting at him.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. In case this
Okay.
isn't clear, Mark Savage, you see 2 soldiers facing away from you about 12 feet away. I'm sorry, was that not clear?
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying.
I tell Alan Brennan right side.
Left,
Okay.
actually. Left, actually.
No, I tell her right side,
Okay.
and then I go for taking down the guy on the left.
Sounds good.
All right, roll some dice.
2 soldiers that way. Go get the right one.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Donald. Roll some dice.
Okay. 7 on the dice plus 4. 11.
And I roll. I also roll a 7, but you roll better. I mean, your total is better.
Yeah.
Here's my wait, okay. Here's another dice.
Karen, you do anything? Charlotte?
I'll hold in case they need me, because it's not like I'm a brick that can knock into full-grown men.
Okay. So Leslie.
Although
what's-
you may soon be very well armed and armored.
I've got a 12 total. For
Oh
the,
my God.
Guy on the right.
Well, let me do a rolly thing for them. And wow, hard to cheat when you guys can see my rolls. All right, another 7. Wow.
Well,
All right,
I
No,
had
you
an-
don't
I had
have to show us the rolls.
It would be inconvenient. Actually, I could open up another window and do it there, but you know, who the fuck cares? Okay, so yeah, Mark Savage and Ellen Brandon tackle a couple of guys in
Well, my intent is to make
black
sure
uniforms.
scream too by putting hand on mouth and doing the hold that makes you go unconscious by cutting off the oxygen.
Oh, you're a human being. Brennan is a human
Really,
being.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Will you do the whole
Mouth, hand over mouth.
elbow, hand, mouth? Okay, you make it look. Alan Brennan makes it look elegant. You grab the guy from behind, you loop an arm around him, put a hand over his mouth, and he just kind of goes to sleep in your arms and lays down. It takes about 30 seconds, but it's gradual, it's graceful, and he's out. You're pretty sure for another 2-3 minutes. He will wake up because people breathe and they wake up. But for 2 or 3 minutes, he's down. Meanwhile, Mark Savage attacks the other guy, and it is a catastrophe of pummels and blows and punches
Sledgehammer to the side of the
and
head.
wrestling and punch him in the head.
Oh no,
and-
no! He was looking away from me. I figured I was landing a sledgehammer blow to the side of his head.
Yeah, okay. You hit him in the head, he bounces off a stone, literally, stone, wall, falls down. It's ugly and brutal and short, but it's effective. And he will probably be out longer than 2 or 3 minutes. Probably.
Well, there's ways we can knock this guy out with some kind of drug, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's grab these guys, drag them back, strip them naked, play dead body Jenga while you two who don't wear armor get armored up.
Oh, hell no.
Question. Wait, what was that, Lloyd?
I spent a huge amount of money on this. Oh, no, wait, I take that back. The Templars gave me this help.
Templars gave you all kinds of fun stuff.
Anybody who wants security arms and armor as good as them can now have them.
There we go.
How about that?
Well,
You wanted to knock out one of these guys longer?
yeah.
Medkit.
Oh, I just figured we'd put him on the bottom of the pile of bodies. Does wake up. It's so horrifying to him that he doesn't want to wake up and he just lays there for about 5 minutes.
No, let's just knock him out. I'd rather do this the efficient way.
You don't want to tie them up in an embarrassing position?
It's probably also a good idea, too.
Well, see, you're going to wake up groggy instead of, gradually, so that'll make it all the more.
Anyway, continue the drone surveillance now that we've rendered these guys inoperative.
You guys are such a hoot. All right. Oh, here we go. I was going to show you guys something.
Time, right?
The weapons these guys are carrying around. Let's see if I can get like a good picture of this. Here we go. If you choose to pick one up, this is what they look like. The one on the bottom.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Brandon?
Yeah, I don't know why we
Playing
wouldn't
with the
be
pimp
sticking
like
those in
that.
backpacks.
Okay, one at a time. Donald, what?
I don't know why we wouldn't be tucking those away every time we take one off them.
Well, because eventually you'd be carrying like 6 of them, and they're kind of heavy.
Well, no, when we make it back to the car, we stash them in the trunk.
Okay.
When we get to the apartment, we
Well,
disassemble
then
them
you
for
could
parts to
probably
make
put
it
them.
Okay, so what were you saying, Lloyd?
I said, Brandon, have you been playing with the Pimp My Gun simulator again?
So anyway, there are 2 of those if somebody wants to pick one up.
I'll take one.
The lights are still on, the cameras are still on, the radios and the helmets of the guys you just took out are still on. As it happens, those guys did not have time to call out any kind of alarm. And as you have previously found out by looking at their telemetry, while they do have live body cameras at all times, they don't have sophisticated, am I conscious, am I not conscious, that kind of stuff on them. They've got a radio, they got voice, they got audio, they have a live body camera. Just pointing that out, in case anybody cares.
Yeah, either scramble the body camera or put it on and make it look like you're them.
I'll just
Still doing your rounds.
My suggestion is to
set each helmet on top of a suit of armor and leave it there. Staring at a wall.
You do periodically pass suits of armor sitting in an alcove, so you can just like, book. Of course, the camera would see you doing that, so.
Well, no,
Sorry,
you
what,
put
Leslie?
the camera on the suit of armor too.
Are we on the first floor?
You are on the first floor, yes. Actually,
okay.
since you guys you studied this and you're all competent in your various disciplines, I'll just go ahead and share this with you. Okay. On the left-hand side, you see in the upper left-hand corner a great big circle. I have no idea what that is. So go down from that, and there's a smaller circle. That's the elevator. Down from that, you see 2 kind of semicircle things that kind of looks like boobs. I'm just saying, that's what it looks like. Anyway,
So
these
where's
are
the
bath.
doorway from?
Those are some freaky
Get away
bathrooms.
from Agartha.
It's
Does it
it's
come up?
actually a bathroom. It's a small bathroom with no shower. It's just a toilet and a sink. And the door to that bathroom is the door to Agartha. So literally, you walked out of the bathroom into like a small alcove, which then led to a hallway, and then to the left is the elevator, and that's where you beat up
Okay.
the completely
and the
innocent.
guards were like
guards.
either coming out of that circle or down the stairs.
The guards were coming from the north to the south, and they just happened to walk right under the drone as it passed above them. And then they stopped and turned around and looked north again, away from Mark Savage
And Kurthod.
and Kurthud. Then they went unconscious, and
Ouch. Yes.
there you go.
Oh, in that case, we set them up in stalls.
Okay,
No Jenga?
great.
Okay.
No, we set them up sitting with their body cameras and all, sitting in bathroom stalls.
And how do we do that without? How do we do all this without being on those cams? By the way, I mean the whole falling
Okay.
down and being dragged
Um,
out.
Granted, this is a little sillier
Yeah, I get
than I
that.
thought this was going to go, but I'll give you an out. Here's the deal. John Morgan just fuzzes their cameras a bit. It just makes it look like static. And then you set them up, and then you step out of the way, and then he lets the cameras go back to normal, and they are looking at the inside of a bathroom stall.
Excellent.
There.
Does that
now
work
no
for you
one's
guys?
gonna
Anybody-
bother
any
them for
object to
about
that?
10
Is that what you want?
Sounds good.
Right,
Okay.
instead the other one looking like it's his buddy standing outside the door waiting for him.
Whatever, man. Okay, so
There. Now no one's gonna bother him for like 10-15 minutes. We can get in and get out.
keep in mind,
Let's go.
there is a full platoon of other soldiers on this floor.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna get noisy real quick, but we want to delay that as much as we can.
Okay. Head for that set of stairs to the south, and that should take us over the gateway, so we can head over to the blank area on the second floor.
It actually, if you look at the upper story, I don't think that connects. That's up to Brandon, but does that connect?
On the map you had access to, it didn't. There's like a solid wall going down the left-hand
Yeah,
side.
we need to loop around. We are in the opposite corner. We need to loop around.
Well, how exceedingly inconvenient.
Didn't say it'd be easy.
It's okay, just past the elevator, into the courtyard, straight across.
The courtyard's got more soldiers.
It does.
Yeah, well, okay.
You can actually look out.
I'm not
Oh,
worried about
it's actually
details yet.
one moment. Give me a moment. There are actually these
I
little
thought you said
arrow
you-
slit windows that look into the courtyard. That
Mhm.
it is much harder to look at you than it is for you to look out.
Good. Of course.
And as you look into the courtyard, you can see there's a good dozen guys with guns hanging around in the courtyard. They don't seem particularly prepared. They more or less seem like they're on coffee break. Like you literally see a couple of guys drinking coffee. So,
Right. So, if
but
they
it's a
see-
dozen of
if they
them.
see
It's a
couple
dozen of
people-
them.
If they see a couple of people in their uniforms walk from the hallway near the elevator across the courtyard down that hallway to head up the stairs upstairs, that's not going to bother them. Now we got to hide the other two of us.
Most of the soldiers are on this floor and outside, correct?
Most of the soldiers are outside the building. There are 3 platoons of soldiers outside the building. There is 1 platoon of soldiers inside the building, almost all of which on the first floor.
Why don't we just go up the
The
stairs
second
and
floor.
go around?
Because it doesn't connect.
Wait, it doesn't upstairs?
No, this is a medieval castle.
Go around the other way then.
I'm telling you, we need to get 2 of us undetected and 2 of us in their uniform to just walk across
Has
this
anybody
courtyard like we belong there.
Okay,
Has anybody thought that maybe the basement connects?
Can anybody somebody else's problem field themselves?
Be right back.
A couple of people.
Hmm.
If we walk 4 people along with the two people in their uniform facing them and the other two people behind them, it'll be a really easy somebody else's problem field to just make everybody assume it's two people.
All right, can I ask a question?
And then it's a standard patrol and everybody's cool with it.
Brandon,
Yeah.
when I was doing my scan, when I asked the projection scan, was I able to say, like, feel like there were, like, other than the areas I couldn't go into, that like there were any magic detection in the area, like the rest, like I was like, especially that first floor and the outside area.
No.
All right.
You very definitely felt the cellar or the basement or the dungeon, whatever you're gonna call it, that you were not able to enter. And there's a portion of the upstairs at the corner tower you're not able to enter. Other than that, you saw nothing unusual, magically or astrally, anywhere else.
Okay, I only need at least one of us to be in uniform just because I like to mirror it over the rest of us. But, just because visualizing is easier when you're talking.
Right. Although you do bring up a good point. Do we head down to the basement into the unknown and maybe find out everything we need, and maybe this whole
but the basement part
is just his private study that he doesn't like cameras at?
I thought the part of the basement we're interested in was on the other side, or was that this side?
We are in the opposite corner of the second story room that we cannot see through other means.
No, it's up to you. Basement or upstairs?
And we are right around the corner from going down into the basement, which we cannot see through other means.
Guys, if we want to go to the upper corner on the second floor, I can guide us there because I've got the entire building except that corner rooted. I can see everything that's going on there, so I can guide us around the guards.
And I'm saying if we have to walk across the courtyard, that I can do that whole optical illusion thing I did that got them off track.
Also a good point. So yeah, getting to that corner is going to be a problem.
Okay,
speaking of guards, because John Morgan is, rooting the cameras and keeping an eye on things while you guys are talking strategy. There are 2 more guards coming this way.
Oh, good. We're
from the same direction as the previous 2 guards.
All right, guys. You want to hide, or do you want to take them out too?
Hide and buzz them with the drone, and then take them out. So, all of the above.
Yes.
Would that work again?
Why not?
Well, I'll land the drone on top of an arm wall.
It couldn't hurt.
See if we can quietly take these guys out.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can pull the same thing that we did by mistake on purpose.
Okay. So, someone tell me in very simple terms what you're doing.
Some of us are hiding. What? You saying you're gonna buzz them with the drone?
Yeah.
I suppose we can, yeah.
Yeah, John Morgan's going to buzz them with the drone. Mark Savage is going to take out the guy on the left. Alan Brennan's going to take out the guy on the right. Charlotte Day is going to look pretty.
And
how about I just pull out the next
you can drug the shit out of them so that we can keep them out for a while.
Yeah, no, she's our backup in case everything else has gone totally wrong.
I've got a gun now.
Fair enough. Everybody roll 2 dice and tell me what your totals are.
6 plus 4 is 10.
Are we adding anything to it?
Whatever your normal Addy aspect is.
Oh.
My total's 10 as well.
I rolled a 9, so which aspect would I be using here?
Yeah, pick an aspect.
Well, roll
2 dice,
backup.
add it to the aspect. Well, it's still good. No. Oh my god! I rolled really well.
Oh, crap.
The lowest I rolled 11. Is versus Charlotte, so that should make you feel a little better. Versus Donald. What'd you get total, Donald?
10
Total? Your guy did
total.
not fall for it. Leslie, what's your total?
10 again.
Oh my god. These guys are rocking it. Okay, so here's what happens. Oh, I'm sorry, Lloyd, what'd you get?
Oh, 8.
Total?
Yes.
Damn. Man. Okay. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. So this time, the bear got you. Two guys come down the hallway. Drone goes above them. They glance up at it, and then they look toward where the drone came from. You guys come around the corner. Donald's there. Leslie's there. Mark Savage is there. Alan Brennan is there. These guys shoulder their rifles and start shooting. So here's where we're gonna roll. Now this time you're rolling to not get hit. That was you getting the drop on them, and you failed utterly. So now they are rolling to shoot you. So what I need is Donald and Leslie roll 2d6 plus whatever your defensive survival roll would be.
13 total.
Holy fuck. Okay, this time I did not roll great. What'd you get, Leslie?
I got 11.
That was sufficient to be missed entirely because he got a 10 total. Okay, so you guys come around the corner. You're gonna get the drop of them. You fail. They shoulder the rifles. They shoot at you. And they miss. Both of them. 3-shot bursts. Miss entirely. Somewhere way down the hallway, some priceless antique from the 16th century just gets blown to shit. So, moving on.
I feel
Oh, they didn't even manage to hit me?
That is correct. So, it is...
Did they... They didn't make a 9?
They didn't. Got an 8 versus
Oh my goodness, I didn't even...
Mark Savage
Didn't even
versus
touch
you got an
me.
8.
Okay.
We're just normal people, man.
Okay.
Just normal
okay.
people. Okay, it is your turn, Donald. Mark, what does Mark Savage do?
Bad move, Junior. Don't you know I'm an action hero? And a 14.
Holy I'm not even... Well, should I bother rolling? I'll roll just to see how badly you waste him. You waste him really, really badly. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. What are you doing? What's it look like?
Same. My plan was the same thing. Roundhouse to the side of the head.
Kick or hit?
Punch.
What's a roundhouse
Right
punch
hook.
look like? Oh, boosh. Okay.
Right hook coming from downtown.
It comes from downtown. It goes to the bus station. It stops for coffee. Anyway, boosh! And he spins in place, lands up face down, facing the other way.
And his
Charlotte.
buddy just heard, "Bad luck, Junior. Don't you know I'm an action hero?" And his buddy gets wiped out.
Are you doing anything fun, Charlotte?
That looks like they're taking care of them.
It does. It does
whoever's-
appear so. Yes.
Yeah, if the second guy doesn't get taken down, I'll shoot.
Okay. Leslie,
Action.
Ellen
I
Brennan.
can't. I cannot do it subtly this time, so we're going to also move in for a. No, I'm not. I don't want to. I really don't like to kill unless I have to. I have a vengeance agenda. These guys don't fall under that.
These
They're just,
These guys are falling under doing their jobs, and the jobs suck.
they're just fall under doing their jobs.
to put it more in a personal way, these guys are like
Mhm.
one step away from what you used to do. So
Exactly. So they're not. I'm not in to kill them if I can help it.
what do you do?
I'm going for the same kind of move that Donald did, except I am boot to the head, karate.
Okay.
I rolled a total of 12.
Alan's using actual military fighting techniques
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
like
I rolled a
jail
total of
yard sucker punch techniques.
12.
Mechanical wise, the way I'm running this game is If you're going against somebody who's actually important, there's that whole health level like you've got, like your health goes down a bit by
Mhm.
bit. But if you're going against just nameless soldiers, thugs, whatever, if you hit them, they go down. So
Okay.
Alan does a spinning back kick, knocks the guy's chin into his eyebrows, and he falls back and he goes down. However,
You attracted attention because they were shooting.
they were shooting. So, Mark, I'm
You
sorry,
have to,
John Savage. No, fuck. John Morgan. I keep getting your names all mixed up.
Back
I'm
off.
going to call somebody Charlotte Brennan in a minute. So, John Morgan.
Run over to the elevator and push the button.
Which one? There's an up and there's a down.
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 Down? Oh, all right. Oh, wow. Not where I thought this was going. See? There goes my 50% out the window. I've got no idea what you'll be doing now. Everything from here on out is a guess. So
You should know better, Brendan.
you hit down. Not up, but down. And,
He's an agent of chaos. What do you expect?
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
You should know better.
Funny thing
We
about
made
that,
all of the plans. We knew he'd do the opposite.
he runs to the elevator, he hits down. You hear gunfire. Several
From
people.
where?
Elsewhere in the castle.
Oh, look around.
Not the courtyard. Elsewhere in the castle. And you still have all the cameras on, don't you?
Yep.
Another thing I did not accurately predict. I thought the power would be out by now. Fuck me. I really I would have enjoyed this part more had you taken the power out. Okay, that's fine.
I need a bigger
Sorry,
threat
you
before
don't
shut
remember that the box is an alien concept. It is meant only for cats.
Fine. Okay. Flipping through your cameras as you wait for the elevator to arrive.
Yep.
John Morgan, if you look on the left toward the bottom, you see the word gateway,
Yes.
and there's like kind of a dashed line, and there's like a courtyard, and there's like another dashed line.
Right.
Okay. In that area, there are 6 guys with guns, just like you just took out. They're all shooting south toward the word gateway.
They're shooting at somebody else. Wow.
That is correct.
Is somebody assaulting our castle without our permission?
Apparently.
We probably should go see. Maybe we should go see what's going on there.
We didn't. No. This group is too easily distracted as it is.
Shiny.
Didn't call dibs on the castle. If somebody else wants to attack it, they're welcome to do so. They're going to just draw off all the guards outside.
Excellent.
Meanwhile, wait for the elevator to arrive.
Okay.
Mhm.
You guys. I swear. All
Let's
right.
take our 2 present guards with us so we don't leave them cluttering up the hallway.
Shove them back into the bathroom like the rest of them.
That, or we could take them down in the basement with us. Tie them up somewhere.
We at least need to take their
Guns. Yeah.
Yeah, take their weaponry. Take their weaponry, futz their radios. Hey man, do you need like one of their radios to link up to it so that you get all control of all their radios or something?
No, they got control of the radios for 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Where do you think all this telemetry is coming from? If they've got
So you can
handguns,
reprogram these radios to work for us instead of them?
if you really want to, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to what they're saying.
But at the moment, I can hear everything they're talking about. So.
That's fine. The
Brandon,
pineapple is attacking.
The bad guys, if the,
I'm sorry, what?
If the bad guys have zip cuffs or handcuffs, cuff them.
I don't think they would, actually.
Do we still
Why
have
would
the
they?
rope?
They're not cops.
kill.
They're not here to capture people. So,
Yeah.
They're,
It depends if they're security or not. So
Don't we still
no,
have that
no.
75 feet of
Buckle their wrists very, very tightly inside their belts.
no, I got it, guys. Don't worry. Pull their gloves off and crazy glue all their hands together.
actually,
each
can we,
other.
well, we didn't get the
You're
elevator,
mental.
we can do radio for the same- Yeah. supposed to find out what they're shooting at by listening to them talk.
Okay, yeah.
The code that you hear that they're saying, because it's all military speak, it's all like codes. It's like Fight in, entrance 2, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The code they're using is for unidentified assailant 1.
Okay. They're shooting at an unidentified assailant. I'm sure there's some very, very surprised and soon-to-be dead groundskeeper standing about 50 meters out.
Well,
Yeah.
both Alan Brennan and John Morgan, through their various means of knowing these things, pick up that same basic set of information and relay it to everybody else.
Mhm.
So there you go. So elevator comes, bing, opens up.
So
there
there's
are
one
2 soldiers
tango that
inside.
6
Naturally.
guys are failing to take down as it advances on them.
Wait,
Sorry,
what?
Brandon.
Wait,
Did you say
what?
what we really needed to know?
One thing at a time. What did you say, Lloyd?
I said, what did you just say that we needed to know?
Oh. The elevator doors go bing, and then they open, and there are 2 soldiers inside who have their weapons drawn, and they are ready, and they are going to shoot you because they heard over the radio that shit is going down. Okay. Donald, what'd you say? Something about 6 guys and something?
Yeah, I said, so the upshot of it is there is one tango advancing through 2 platoons, and 6 guys in a gateway are trying to hold it off.
And failing.
And fail.
Whoever they're shooting at, they are not hitting or not killing or both, because whoever it is still coming, and they are continuing to shoot. And according to what they've said code-wise, military code-wise, it is, according to John Morgan and Ellen Brennan, the bogey is a single individual.
Dang.
Okay. Any other questions? Elevator.
The 2 guys with the
Okay.
guns, when they if they're pointing guns at me, I'll hold my hands up and go, I surrender.
Ooh, aren't you clever bastard? Because they are not intrinsically evil. So do they let you surrender? Let me see. Okay. I want to know where everybody is. There's an elevator. John Morgan is standing dead in front of it.
Yep.
Nearby are Alan Brennan and Mark Savage, because you just took out the 2 guys who were unconscious on the floor, and then past you is Charlotte.
Mhm.
When the
we're
elevator
probably,
door
like, standing
opens,
to either side of him.
say what now?
Alan, I figure I was standing there waiting for the elevator to open.
Okay, so you would be in sight of the elevator doors when they open?
So next to John Morgan, yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
looking probably in another direction to make sure not inside the elevator where the elevator door can be seen. I can be seen.
And then
but
Charlotte
watching the hall.
is
I probably
bringing
still
up the
feel like
rear?
that.
I mean, somebody has to. It's no insult. Okay, great. Doors open. John Morgan says, I surrender. Make some kind of... Oh, this is Agent of Chaos. This is definitely Agent of Chaos. 2 to 6 plus
Okay.
that.
14?
Holy fuck. Okay. Both these guys lower the rifles and say, get on the floor.
Okay. I'll sit down. Thud. Keep in mind, I carry like 40 pounds of equipment, so I sit down like thud, rattle, clank, thud, thud.
What does Mark Savage do?
I grab each of them by the lapels and drive their heads together.
Now this is difficult because you're trying to hit 2 guys with one like sweep attack.
I'm like, bonk. Just like reach forward, grab together.
I get what you're doing. I'm just telling you it's going to be difficult.
Okay.
So
okay.
roll
But
2d6.
man, if I pull it off.
Actually, no. Roll 1d6 plus whatever your crystalline symbiote thing is.
1d6,
1d6.
and it's a 6. So 10.
Well, holy fuck. All right. So John Morgan thunks to the ground with an accompanying cacophony of stuff settling in and around him, and then basically Mark Savage kind of just jumps over him and bonks these guys together, and their guns are down. They try to bring them up, but at this point they're aiming past him because he's like here and they're like there. They're like, bonk, and they can't. And he's like, kung 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 kung, and they just fall down. Clunk.
The phrase that comes to mind is "put on a good show and fate will smile upon you."
Smash.
Couldn't have done it better myself.
Man, I can't believe I pulled that one off.
You rolled
I
well,
was
and they rolled.
figuring like a -2 or 3 or something on the roll, not minus a whole die.
You rolled well, and they both rolled really, really badly. So, yeah, awesome. Oh.
Gods of chaos are smiling on us.
Oh, let's see. Oh,
The gods of chaos are like, y'all are crazy. Watch.
y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Okay, just so you know, I'm just throwing this out there, and I'm sure this is not in any way relevant to what's going on now. It's simply trivia. A platoon is generally about 40 soldiers. 40. You've taken out
Let's
6.
use the elevator now.
You've taken out 6. And that's pretty cool. There are about a dozen in the courtyard. So it's like
Who are being taken out by whatever advanced through the other 80.
just throwing that out there.
Well, why don't we go take the elevator down to the basement and get ourselves lost in the basement somewhere?
Yeah. I step into the elevator. Hand out rifles, or at least ammo. Rifle their packs for supplies.
We're so close to the gate, to the doorway. It's like there's too many guns here.
Oh yeah. And just before the elevator doors open, Mark Savage is going to look up and realize, hey, we went down instead of up.
That's okay.
Ding.
I'd rather try to see if we can get to where we need to go from downstairs rather than
No. It's a character thing. He goes, hey, somebody pressed down instead of up. Ding.
So, as I understand, everybody gets into the elevator, the doors close, and you go down. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Just for sake of me knowing.
And we steal all their ammo.
I'm trying to plan my day.
Let us not stand in the opening of the elevator just in case there's more guards downstairs.
I've learned that lesson, yeah.
So we can stand on either side.
So just trying to plan my day. Did the 2 guys who went unconscious in the elevator, are they still there, or are they on the floor, on the first floor?
We dragged them out, threw them in the bathroom with everybody else.
So there's a pile of guys in and near the bathroom. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I just wanted to know what was going on.
Well, that way when they wake up, they'll be among friends.
When the doors open, if you look at this,
We're in a D&D game. I search for
By the way,
secret doors.
Brandon, as long as we're storing them all in the bathroom, I'm going to stack them on each other's laps in the stalls.
fine.
Time before we start bagging them, Brendan, it's it.
Fine. If you start posing them in awkward poses, I'm going to draw the line. But at this point, we're just going to say, okay, and we're going to keep going.
Tying them together in awkward ways.
Yeah, no. I'm going to draw the line there. You don't have the time for that. Okay.
Elevator, where does it come out?
The elevator door, if you look at this map in front of you, on the far left side, midway up, there's a hallway that goes straight left. There's a green square, and it goes straight left from there. At the end of that hallway is the elevator door. It opens up, and you're looking down a hallway. It is stone blocks, and it is not in great repair, but it doesn't look so bad that it's dangerous to walk down the hallway.
I'm trying to think of where we are in relation to the tower we need to get to.
Good guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing down in the lower right corner.
All right, send my drone down one of the hallways. Go straight. See what's there.
It's an empty room. There is a shaft going straight down. There is a broken wooden, what once was a door of some kind, but
Right.
it is broken. Something's smashed through it. It goes down another 30 or 40 feet, and there's water at the bottom.
Okay.
Other than that, it's
Alright.
basically empty.
Pull it back to the intersection and go right.
You go right. It's a big, open, empty room. At the far side, oh, there's statues.
Mhm.
The statues look like guys in armor, like bold, brave knights of old. And they're because it's underground, they're not weathered or anything. They basically look brand new.
Wow.
They got some like a coating of like white mineral, like
Patina.
coating them, but they're not worn. And at the far end, and there's like a little alcove at the far south end of it, there is a huge, like 9-foot by 12-foot mirror, which looks really, really familiar.
Oh, that mirror. Oh dear.
The one I blew up?
Yes,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact. Well, if not the same one, a similar one. Oh,
I'm
and there's
willing to risk 7 years of bad luck to break it.
a doorway to the left that goes into darkness. Darkness.
We have flashlights, I'm sure.
You do.
The
In
drone-
fact,
the drone-
wait, is this the big drone or the small one?
the big one.
The big one has lights.
Yes. Has
You
its
could
own
like you tap a button and boom, little LED lights go on. You got floods and you got spots, so you can pick them.
Okay. Turn on all the lights and go down the hall.
Wah!
Essentially, Brendan, I'm just until something happens, I'm just gonna map this thing out with the drone.
All right. Well, if you go down the hallway to the right on the particular map we're looking at, it goes down a little bit, and you can see it goes stairs. It's down. Stairs go down, and then they turn to the right, and then stairs go down more, and then they turn to the left, and then stairs go down, and then you're in like an open area. And in this open area, it kind of looks like a dungeon. There's like piles of rags, and there's a round. It's not quite a barrel, but it's not quite a table. It's something in between. And on top of it are hunks of meat and bone, like meat on the bone, like a haunch, here, and a rib cage there, and a skull there, just like sitting on these things. And there's also a basin at the far bottom. Oh, in the map it looks like there's like a sarcophagus, but fuck that. It's not a sarcophagus. It's just like a big ass basin trough, stone trough of water.
So maybe our once and future king is some kind of cannibalistic monster, maybe.
Yeah, what kind of skull?
Yeah, really.
Snake, rat.
This would be a
Human.
Charlotte thing to answer.
Yep. So, what kind of skull is it?
Oh, it's definitely human. You don't even need to roll.
Yeah, that's human.
And the
Okay.
thighs,
He's
the thigh
male,
bone,
28 to
the
36.
thigh bone and the ribs, those are human too. Oh, and look, on the floor, nobody else seems to have noticed it, but on the floor, like next to one of these round table things, that's definitely a leg with a foot.
Pose. Yeah. Lovely.
They're clearly, now, this is only Charlotte knows this, unless she tells somebody, but these are clearly human remains. Reasonably fresh human remains.
Okay, our king is a cannibal. How nice.
Yes, he is. Is.
Are we gonna have to blow up another national monument?
Apparently.
Oh, they're gonna love us.
Yeah, UNESCO's gonna be pissed.
Check out the 2 alcoves too, Brandon.
Yeah, I really do not want to write this report after if we blow this on up.
Give me just a moment.
Yeah, Charlotte, you want to call into your bosses, see what they want for the disposition of the rightful king of England. You never know. We might be on the bad guy's side once we get orders.
You never know.
No, I don't
doubt
think
that.
so. I'm not going to support a cannibal king.
Ooh. I'm tempted by that. All right. We'll look at that. as well. Give me just a minute. I've opened up a different window. I'm being sneaky.
Obviously.
And I'm trying to figure out what you're going to see next.
Hey, Donald, have you been reading Charles Strauss's Laundry Files books?
No, I haven't.
Laundry Files. That's kind of like what you were talking about with your game. The agency dedicated
Yes.
to getting rid of Cthulhuoid monstrosities.
Yes. Yeah, I just read the latest one that came out and was amused by the fact that apparently in the game or in that particular story universe, the Nyarlathotep is prime minister now.
The what is prime minister now?
Nyarlathotep.
The crawling chaos.
Yeah,
Well,
and it
can't
was
be worse than Walpole.
it was one of these things where it took like 3 books for them to set it up. I did not see it coming until like the final the last 5 pages, and I'm like, oh, you didn't? Yeah, you did, you bastard, you. So yeah.
Yeah, have you ever studied Walpole, the first prime minister?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Yeah. No,
You know what? The creeping chaos has got to be better than Walpole.
precisely. Their problem was that essentially one branch of the government had been taken over by what in the book they call the sleeper in the pyramid, which we assume is something along the lines of Cthulhu. And literally the only way that they could defeat him was to make a deal with this other Cthulhuid monster who is called the Mandate, actually, in the books. But yeah, if you, he's basically like, you know, an incredibly charismatic talking head. And yeah, it's Nyarlathotep to all intents and purposes.
Wow.
No?
Actually, no, Nyarlathotep.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to be looking into that, I think.
Actually, Nyarlathotep is the black man.
Yes.
He's got a lot of names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of his shtick.
The calling chaos, yeah.
But yeah, he's basically, you know, the avatar for the outer gods.
Mhm.
But,
Okay.
yeah, I'd recommend the books. They are very good.
That's
Yes.
pretty funny. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. The drone goes in a little bit, and you see there are 2 alcoves on the left.
Yes.
The first one seems to be empty. There's like furniture or something in there, and there's like stacks of books, but they're all like moldy and decrepit.
Okay.
And the drone drifts a little bit forward to that center circular table, and as it gets about there, something comes out of the second alcove on the left, and it looks like, hang on, I'll show you this.
Are you stuck?
All kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, Gracie girl.
I might touch that book.
I don't remember, my kitty cat's somewhere.
Mine's on my lap.
Yeah, she got a claw stuck in my sweater.
Owie. My kitty cat got a claw stuck in my hand.
Ooh.
See that line?
Same here, my kitty cat.
Yeah.
Ow! Yours is bigger than mine.
It's not very... Come on, focus! Damn it, focus! Focus!
Figure away.
Yes, I see.
It wants to focus over here, where my face is. What the hell? Okay.
It looks. I can see what you're talking about.
It's
It
a
has come
big
into-
ass... Okay, it's a big ass
Yeah,
scratch
it
from
has
like
come in out
here
of focus a
all
couple
the way
of
over here.
times.
It bled. Like blood. I was bleeding my own blood. It's just one of my least favorite things to do.
That is bleeding
So-
your blood than somebody else's blood.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, I don't know. I think of all of the things to bleed, I'm ranking blood as actually one of the better ones.
It's my least favorite thing to bleed. Okay, so this
I don't know.
comes
if
around
I'm
a corner.
bleeding urine, we are in a totally different problem.
Now, it doesn't look exactly. One moment. It
Oh,
doesn't look exactly like this.
Ah,
It's actually wearing like a hooded bathrobe. So the tentacles are kind of like coming out the front of the hood of the bathrobe,
Okay, so we found a Cthulhuid horror. How nice.
and it has arms of the bathrobe, one hand out of the end of the bathrobe arm looks more or less like a human hand. The other hand is kind of like a cross between a hand and a squid. So it's like all squishy and tentacly. And it kind of like stumps, plump, flump, flump out of the, yeah, out of the alcove. And kind of turns toward the direction of the drone. Not so much looking at it, because you doesn't really have a face that you can discern anyway.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to turn the tablet so that everybody can see it and point.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what they want to make the King of England. How nice.
At least it was. Yeah. I think I'd rather have the lizard people.
I think we've just discovered Cthulhu.
And then I'm going to get the drone the hell out of there before it eats it or something.
It's not moving quickly, but it is moving toward the drone in a steady kind of slump, slump, slump.
Yeah, I think getting the drone out of there is probably a good plan.
And the drone pulls back to where?
Down the hall and up the stairs and down the hall and up the stairs.
To where you guys are? To the left
Yes.
of the green square?
Yes, I will retreat back to where we are.
Okay, drone comes back. There doesn't appear to be anything between you and... We're going to call it the Moonchild. Okay?
I'm going to call it the squiggling, disgusting monstrosity. But you can call it whatever you want.
There are other people who
Ballistic
call this the
squiggly
Moonchild.
monstrosity.
So, that will come up later. All right,
Okay.
so there you go. Drone comes back. Yay!
I'm looking
Oh,
expectantly
and
at
when it
everybody
gets
else.
back, the drone has spotlights and floodlights pointed in every direction around it. So when it comes back, it's basically this blinding arrival of bright light and buzzing little helicopter blades.
I'm never turning any of those lights off again. I'm never turning any lights off again. I will probably never sleep again.
I have medicine for that.
Right. Lose a
Okay.
second point.
So
Squiggling
now
monstrosity
what?
down there?
Oh, speaking of, Mark, I'm sorry, John Morgan.
Yeah.
Are you paying attention to what's going on above ground at this point? Or are you completely focused on the tentacular King of England?
At some point, I'll probably remember that the rest of the world exists and it's not full of squiggling horrors. So yeah, I'll look. But it's gonna. At this point, it'll probably be like a secondary thing on
All right,
my list of things.
We'll give it a few minutes and let's see how it goes. So, everybody else, what are you doing?
Well, we might want to see what's in the rest of this place and if we can find another way to go upstairs.
Yeah. I don't want to go that way.
No.
Just yet.
So we're just gonna ignore the squiggling monstrosity for a while.
We probably should go see what's in the other direction, maybe, and
See if
before we
there's
go-
another way out of here other than the elevator. Yeah,
also to make sure we don't get cornered.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
We haven't left the elevator, as far as I know.
Why don't you
You're-
attend-
as far as I know, you guys are standing in the elevator. And from if you don't, give me a moment. If you don't leave the elevator, from time to time, doors try to close, and you will actually have to stop them from
no,
closing, and they will open again.
You just keep your finger on the door open button.
There isn't any other like emergency stopper.
In that case, you lean against the door, so as soon as it starts to try and close, it bumps.
Yeah.
There is an emergency stop button which you can push in, which will make a loud ringing noise,
Oh,
and
okay.
which will prevent the doors from closing.
No, let's just.
Yeah,
stand
we
the
don't
way-
wanna quite
we'll
wanna
just
do
stand in the
that.
way of the door.
Or you can continually block the doors, and they will try to close, and then stop, and then open again.
I'll
Send the drone up and around those other areas because we need to find another way up.
okay. I'm leaving it to you guys to
I will
protect
guard
my
the
body
rear.
from being eaten by tentacular horrors from beyond the
I
farthest.
will point my gun in the direction from which the drone just escaped.
You have
yeah.
a lot of explosives. Just out of curiosity.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just asking explosives. Like an excessive amount of explosives.
Not on me. I got
As
some.
far as I know, you guys did not bring a lot of explosives. At this point in time, what I'm assuming you have is your tools of the trade, whatever your trade may be,
Yep.
and maybe, if you pick one up, a high-tech automatic rifle.
We have all the guns.
Yeah, because I'm pointing that said automatic rifle in the direction from which the drone saw the tentacular horror.
All right.
All right,
Oh!
Brennan, let's make this real quick then. I'll send the drone up the other way so that at some point we can address the tentacular horror down the hallway.
Okay.
Apparently nobody else is going to do anything until I find out
The
what's down the hallway.
drone goes to the left from your perspective, which is north on the map.
Right.
There's a big kind of semicircular area which is empty. Not completely empty. There's like clothes. Some of them are old and rotten and moldy. Some are quite new, like jeans and shoes and boots and leather jackets and jean jackets. And are you just... Is John Morgan like a worldly wise kind of guy? Is he familiar with the street, as they say?
Not really, no.
Okay.
He's familiar with travel. He travels around a lot, but no, he is not. He is not ghetto. So.
He's not down with the street. All right. It's just...
Yeah, no, that's my gig.
All right. Well, had Mark Savage looked at this, he might get a different perspective. But there's like piles of clothes and shoes. And then you go forward, and there's like a round area. There is a section, that black square with little dots in it.
Yep.
That is a pit that goes down about 12 feet, give or take. At the bottom of the pit are spikes. Down there may or may not be bones of some sort. But moving on, this drone moves forward into a long rectangular room. In this long rectangular room, there is what appears to be a swimming pool, which has water in it. And then it's a big empty area, and there's a hallway at the far end, and at the far end it just ends. It just stops. It's like broken chunks of rock and stuff up against the wall. Maybe it's a cave-in, maybe it just never went past here, you don't know. And then, going south, there are steps going back down, because you went up to get to the room with the semicircle on the right.
Right.
And then, as you're going south again, there are steps going down, and then there are little alcoves to the left and right, and they have barred gates in front of them. And the first two you pass are empty, and the second two you pass have people in them who are alive and sitting there.
How many?
There's one on each side.
Oh, okay.
So as you're looking at the map, you see alcove on the left, there's two. The alcove on the right, there's two. The bottom left and right have a single human being in them. On the left, there's a woman, around 18 or so. She's dressed in very tiny shorts and a translucent plastic red halter top. And on the right, there is a boy. He's probably 16 to 18. He, oddly enough, is dressed very similar to the one on the left. He's wearing tiny, tiny jean shorts and a little tiny sparkly vest with sequins. and his hair is like all spiked up like a little punk rocker.
So what's down all the way? Because I think we need to rescue the people, but what's that at the bottom there? At the very, very
All
bottom?
the way at the bottom, there's a tunnel going down, and there is a what appears to be a trapdoor with a very obvious ring on the top of it that you could lift up and open the trapdoor. Of course, the drone is not quite strong enough to do that, but that's what you see.
No way up here.
Yeah, I'm not convinced we need to rescue these people. They look like they belong in show business.
That's harsh.
Have you seen
That's harsh, man.
armor up there, Sport?
That's probably dinner for the monstrosity at the other end of the hall. I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody.
I agree. Dinner theater, I wouldn't want to wish on anyone.
Not that kind of dinner theater. Let's go rescue them.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll continue to keep an eye on the hallway.
Oh, I meant to mention this earlier. Charlotte.
Yeah?
That green square, no one sees that as something unusual other than you. You see a large green block of stone that something intrinsic to the... Okay, think of it like kryptonite for Superman, except it's some mineral that does not belong on this world that prevents you from coming magically anywhere near it, like your astral form.
Oh, wow. Huh.
I wonder if it keeps the Cthulhuid horror down at the other end of the hall.
Well, it's keeping. So can my physical form pass through, or would it? Am I?
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you telling them, or are you asking
I'm
me?
asking you. Am I stuck
No,
on this?
physically you walk fine. It does not interact. One moment. It does not interfere with your physical movements at all.
Yeah.
It is strictly something which disrupts what you perceive as magical, because there's no such thing as magic.
Of course.
But what you perceive as magic, it interferes with that.
Gotcha. Huh.
And that's why
They're
that's why you couldn't astral
Well,
project down to this level.
Yeah.
This one big ass block of green stone prevented that.
Okay, guys, could you go rescue the hostages so that we can kill the Cthulhu monstrosity and get out of here?
Yeah.
Just asking.
I'm gonna just keep my eye on the hallway. Somebody keep the elevator open. I'll keep an eye down into the hallway where the Cthulhu monster is, just in case he decides to come up this way.
Okay.
Yeah, and check the wiring and alarms and all on this elevator to make sure it's not like notifying somebody that it's stuck or something.
Okay. Yeah, Brandon, I'll do a sweep. Oh, by the way, I'll shut the elevator off. just electronically tell the elevator stop, wait here. And then at this point, I'll probably realize that I should check on what's going on upstairs.
Oh, let's take a look upstairs.
Okay, then.
Hang on, I gotta find a map. Yeah, that'll work.
And Brendan, while he's doing that, I'm standing about where the green square is, looking down the bottom and
Understood.
rifle ready.
Okay.
Could you go rescue the dinner theater guests?
Glancing at the map, one thing at a time.
Okay.
John Morgan looks at the map again. The area that says gateway with the dotted line, and then above that, there's a dotted line between that and the court. You see 6 dead soldiers. In the area that says court, you see 12 dead soldiers.
I see a trend for me there.
So, anything else?
Start sweeping the building.
Hold on. 6. We're down to about 14.
Yeah,
Well,
start
remember,
sweeping
you
them now that we're-
knocked out 6 beforehand.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Plus 6 plus 12. We're
2
down
dozen.
We're down to close to a dozen left.
Yeah. All right.
Not much more than a dozen left. I think we can
so-
take-
Where is the unidentified entity that was killing them? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, he didn't see that. So, meanwhile,
Check the rest of the first floor camera.
roll some dice. If you roll well, I'll give you something.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to be mystery. Because I like mystery.
9.
What?
9.
Not good enough.
Ah,
Oh, you'll find out eventually. It's in your favor. Don't sweat it. So
take it out of cards. I'll shake its hand, whatever.
so on this map, Ellen Brennan is in that intersection where Charlotte
green-
sees
yeah,
a
the green-
glowing green square.
Yeah.
Facing
Pointing
south.
rifle ready, pointing toward that large room.
Fair enough.
I
Anything
say
that
Is-
moves gets shot.
So where's everybody else going at this point? Are you staying at the elevator?
I'm
Okay,
s- I'm
John
staying-
Morgan triggered
I'm
the
s-
elevator, so it basically just stays there. It thinks it's waiting for some signal that won't come,
Okay.
so it just stays there with the door open. You've like disabled the, or you've triggered the something's in the way of the door signal, so it thinks the door is always open.
Alan,
Yes.
I know you can't see it, but there's a seems to be a protective. You're standing at it on a protective barrier. I'm betting you it's also keep not only it's it all, not only is kept me out earlier in previous attempts, might be keeping Pentacle Face in. Don't cross over unless you have to.
Oh, I won't. Don't worry.
Can we steal it on our way out?
I don't think so.
It's
Because that sounds really useful.
Big
it's probably like 20 tons of stone, so probably not.
You have it 10 by 10.
Okay, I'm just saying it sounds really useful, and anybody who can get me a chunk of that stuff will be rewarded.
Meanwhile, go rescue the Dacre Theater players.
So
Now let's see what happens when I cross over, and because we need to get those people out of there.
Charlotte feels mildly nauseous as she crosses over it, but nobody else really notices anything. Actually, no, correction. Charlotte feels immediately nauseous as she crosses over it. John Morgan and Alan Brennan don't immediately notice anything, but as if you stand over it for any period of time, you start feeling queasy.
Okay.
Then I won't do that.
Well, I didn't think John Morgan would actually, but Ellen Brennan, I think, is actually standing like right on top of it. So the longer you stand there, the queasier you feel.
And I'm going to step back. As long as I've got my rifle pointing in the right direction, I don't care where I'm really standing.
And when you're looking at it, it looks just like the floor anywhere else. It looks just like a stone floor.
Okay. But I'll step back.
Charlotte's the
towards-
only one to whom it looks different.
Yeah, I'm going to step back towards the direction of where those two prisoners are, but
Okay.
still facing
North.
towards the big room.
Yeah, I'll be Alan's backup.
Who's gonna
So
rescue the people?
If I understand
Charlotte,
correctly.
if Tentacle Face comes around the corner, shoot him.
So from the Green
Remember,
Square.
tentacles are hydrostats. They ought to bleed pretty well.
So from the Green Square, Alan and Mark Savage are slightly north of that on the steps leading uphill from there. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
and except I'm looking south.
And you're both looking south. So
No.
Charlotte,
Wait. No, I thought we were north of the Green Square, looking north.
No, we're looking
South.
south because that's where the Cthulhuid horror is.
Well, it depends.
I've got my gun up and ready.
you can be anywhere
Okay.
you want to be.
Mhm.
Cthulhuid horror is far bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I thought, were near the Green Square.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
The prisoners
Heading
are
up.
kind of horizontally to the right, and there are 4 like rounded alcoves. They are in the 2 bottommost rounded alcoves on the far right. So
Yeah.
Alan and Mark Savage are where?
I'm standing just above the green square, facing down,
Great.
with my gun ready.
Cool. Mark Savage is where?
Facing north, then.
Okay, cool.
Back to back with Alan Brennan.
Sounds like a plan. Charlotte and John Morgan are where?
Heading towards the prisoners, I hope.
I guess,
No,
yeah.
That's us.
No, I'm staying put because I'm watching for the Cthulhu thing to come toward us.
No, oh, I thought
Yeah.
the two of us were going to go get the
Oh,
prisoners.
no. We want the prisoner rescue doesn't need fun. The Cthulhu horror does.
Okay.
Is
So
Mark Savage going with Charlotte and John, or is he staying with Alan Brennan?
I was confused.
Pick
I
one.
thought I was on the rescue team.
Pick one. Where
I
you
would
going?
much rather have you on the rescue team.
going in teams of 2, I'm staying with Alan.
Okay,
Alright.
so Charlotte and John Morgan, you are doing what?
Heading north, apparently.
Okay, you go up, you can pass the room full of stacks of dirty laundry. You go to the round room, there's a pit. You kind of like sidestep around the corner of it to get across the edge to the hallway to the right. You don't have to roll. It's awkward, but you can do it. Then you go south, and there are essentially what are 4 cells with barred doors in front of them. The second set on the left and the right, as you approach them, have a person in them. You have flashlights or something, or the drone is with you. Where's the drone?
It'll be with me, and yes, I've got flashlights.
Oh yeah. I've got
Okay.
that.
All right, cool. Until you got here, it was pitch black. No one could see anything. When the drone came by, it was the first light these people had seen in days, weeks, who knows. And they immediately looked up at it. So it went away, and then it came back with you. And
Yep.
they are at the barred doors saying, "Help us! Let us free! Oh my God! Help! Help! Let us go, please! I'll do anything."
We're working on it. All right? Find out how they're locked in.
They are mechanical, simple locks.
Oh, okay. I'll pick them then.
Yeah, you don't need to roll for that. You do one, and then you do the other. And they're like, "Oh my God, thank you." And to the left, there's a dead end. So to the right, they run up. They run upstairs. They run away. They run. Run.
Okay.
They
Go
do
on.
not. They do not wait for your guidance, which
Okay.
means they will go to the right. They will go to the left. They will wander, and sooner or later they'll get to the
Get some
exit.
spikes.
I think you better hurry after them.
Yeah.
They don't fall down the pit.
warn them.
Like, oi, guys, there are traps. Never mind. Come on.
No, don't. Stop. Please.
No, don't come back.
Don't. Come back.
Okay. I want to see what they roll. See if maybe just, like run straight. Oh, a 3. That's not great.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, lesson learned for the other one.
Okay.
Big
The
life
twink.
lesson learned for the other one.
The twink, the guy who's like, he's probably like 16, and he's wearing, edible booty shorts. And he runs and he falls into the pit full of spikes, and that's not great for him. He's gone. But the, let's say, 18-year-old hooker, she does not fall down the spikes pit and waits in the pitch black until you guys come with your drone of heavenly light. And she's like, "What do we do?"
Well, if you guys had waited about 30 seconds, I'd have given you flashlights, but at which point I'll hand her one.
She
And
reaches
say,
out. She takes a flashlight.
"Follow me."
Thank you for this flashlight.
Make sure that the guy in the pit is actually dead.
Yeah.
Doc, I think that one's yours.
Well, the sad thing is he's not actually dead yet, but he's going to be any moment now.
Can I save him?
Actually, technically you could. It would take a weird point from your pool.
That's fine. I haven't used any of this today.
You haven't. It's true.
I've been holding up because I've been expecting weird crap to happen.
Roll some dice. 2d6 plus your weird.
Instead, you just get stupid.
Seriously, 14 with my.
Holy moly! Let me see what I get. And I'm gonna hide it from you because I'm gonna be sneaky. Where's my pointy thing? Stop that.
Well, quick and
I'm
You know
rolling
what's
against you
funny?
now because I'm being sneaky. Wow, my website is so slow. Okay, here we
My
go.
dice are faster.
Oh, what did you get total?
14.
Easy peasy. You okay, so this guy's clearly he's gone. He's a gunner. He's gone. He's gone. There are like life juices oozing out over spikes. So Charlotte incants some special incantations, makes some gestures. He like levitates up off the spikes
That's
and
unusual.
then and then onto the ground, and she gives him 1 point of health back. He is not dying. He's not great, but he's not dying,
Maybe
and
he'll
he's
survive.
not bleeding to death.
I hopefully put him on the other side of the spikes because I don't want to carry his butt over.
Yes, I was assuming that. You lose 1 from your weird pool.
Fair enough. That was
He
well.
is astonished at the events that had happened in the last few minutes.
Let's hope he has learned some valuable life lessons and will be altering what he does with himself.
In the future, please follow us.
Yeah, and in the
Destiny.
future, remain calm and don't get yourself locked in a cage wearing
Destiny.
booty shorts. Matter of fact, first rule,
You're not
never
even there.
again wear booty
You're
shorts.
not even there! Destiny, who has a flashlight.
Yes.
I just think that's funny. Alright, Destiny, who has a flashlight, steps across the catty corner of the pit trap to Tom. We're gonna call him Tom. And helps him get up. And he's like, I'm alive. I'm alive. And she's like, bloody right you are. Let's get out of here. And so they like help each other limp forward. So here you go.
All right, yeah,
And
move
you
along.
head back toward this green square, which I will show you in just a moment because I gotta pull up my thing again. Great.
All right, guys. So what are we doing about Cthulhu?
So you get to the green square.
Good.
Do we
well,
need to do anything about Cthulhu?
Mark Savage and Ellen Brennan are at the green square, holding the fort, so to speak. You guys, you two, see Charlotte Day and John Morgan come south down the steps with what appear to be 2 underage prostitutes. And there you go. Now you're together.
Well,
Yay! You have
As
not
much as
seen.
As much as they want to go upstairs, it's probably not a good idea with all the shooting going on up there.
There's a Cthulhu down here. We probably really need to
There's
destroy it.
down here, yes. Well, we've got guns, so don't worry.
presuming guns work.
Yeah, presuming guns work.
Yeah, I'm thinking tentacular horror. We want blades.
You might be right. Who knows?
Muscular hydrostats.
I think bullets would chew it up pretty good too. I don't
Assumption
know.
about anatomy of
I'll leave that to you experts. By all means, let's go ahead and take care of it.
Yeah, it's think of the tentacles like tongues.
I'd rather not.
Oh,
No.
been a horrible enough minute.
No, it's all muscular hydrostats. This is high school biology.
You're the science teacher. Whatever.
Ooh! Destiny rolls a 10. She flashes her flashlight that was so kindly provided. To the right, she sees an open elevator door.
Yep.
And she and Tom stagger that way toward
Don't
the elevator.
go up. You will go into more danger. Just stay at the elevator. Don't touch it.
Well, no, it's not going up anyway. But okay.
I disabled the elevator.
I'm going to tell them, don't touch it. You're safer down here right now.
Don't touch it. It's evil.
Destiny says several uncouth things to you. That probably of the 4 of you, only Ellen Brennan actually knows what she means.
Oh, I know.
It is hardcore, low-class English insults. They're the rest of you is just gibberish. But Alan Brennan is like genuinely offended.
Well, I'm going to look at them and
I look at her. I look at her and say, we can put you back in that cage.
She hits buttons. She hits buttons and keeps hitting buttons. She slams buttons with the palm of her hand.
We can put you back in that cage if we have to, Missy.
What do you guys do?
That. I threatened to put her back in the cage and feed her to the Cthulhu
Aren't
monster.
you the hero?
Then gone the frick down.
don't do it.
I can send them upstairs. I mean, but
That will get them killed. That will get them killed, and it will put us.
Unless the person who just wiped out 75 armed security guards happens to be their dad.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I would still rather wait. Can you check up, John? Can you check upstairs and see what's going on near the elevator?
I'll see what I can do. Look around.
All around or anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start checking the body cameras on the soldiers. See what they're seeing.
Most of them are seeing the floor.
The ceiling.
Or the ceiling. Or
It's-
the body of the person next to them.
It's what they call an air cam. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if you skim around the 3 platoons, so we're talking like 120, give or take,
Yep.
soldiers outside, there are a few that are still walking around. Most of what they're doing is stopping and looking at people who are on the ground and then continuing to walk.
Okay.
That is what you're seeing on the outside. A good, I would say, 90% of what was outside Castle Dacre are on the ground, looking at the ground, or looking at the sky, or looking at the downed body of the person next to them.
Right.
So we're talking, let's see, that was like 120. So it's like a dozen people walking around, a dozen out of 120. And they are kind of walking toward each other. They don't seem to be all that interested in combat. They're mostly interested in
Getting the hell
making
out.
contact with people who are also still walking around.
Just out of curiosity, can I see what kind of wounds the down people have?
It varies, actually. It's fun that you should ask. Thank you.
Carry on.
And again, you're only seeing it from the point of view of people who are walking around. So you see people whose faces have been smashed in by some heavy object.
Oh.
Then you see a bunch of people who have been hit by bullets. And there are a couple who've been hit by what look like, the wounds look like long straight lines that left very jagged injuries. So
It was a robot.
long straight line with a jagged injury. So there's that kind of thing.
Sword?
Former.
It
Chainsaw?
sounds like
I don't
we've
know.
been through here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds kind of like.
On the inside of the building, assuming you're still looking. Are you still looking?
Yeah.
I don't want to assume.
Let's
All
get it.
Okay, gateway, 6 people down. Courtyard, dozen people down. Here and there throughout the first floor, a couple of people down. Roll 2d6. Add your Agent of Chaos. Tell me what you get.
9.
Let me see. Wow, this takes a long time. Okay, here we go. Wait, you got what?
9.
Oh! You don't see anything other than what I have already described.
I mean, was there a camera somewhere around the elevator? Can we see what's around the elevator?
Oh yeah. Brandon, what do
Yeah, I'm sorry. Wait, were you muted just now when I told you that all you saw is what you saw?
Mhm.
Well, if I was, all you see is what I've already described. You see nothing new. So, at the elevator, there is a camera, and you see a couple of dead soldiers on the floor. Not soldiers you took out, I should point out. They are new soldiers, and they are on the floor outside the elevator, and they are not moving.
Okay.
There you go. Looks
There
like
you
what
go.
I went through here.
Why don't we get the kids out, and then we can come back and deal with the Cthulhuid horror?
All right, you guys deal with the Cthulhuid horror. I'll get the kids out. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll go back to the elevator, reactivate the elevator.
Okay.
Ride it with them so that you can bring it back down.
I'm not leaving the elevator anywhere yet. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
And I don't trust these two to carry out a used match. So yeah, they're not the most trustworthy of individuals, I assure you.
Oh my goodness. That's unkind.
It is very unkind. Yeah.
Okay. So
It's
let's
not-
go left to right. Wait. Let me take command of the game as GM. Mark Savage. The last time I heard, you were at the elevator in the dungeon. What are you doing?
I'm thinking that if they're gonna ask me to go take out this Cthulhu horror,
And we are.
what kind of weaponry did these suits of armor have laying around?
Guns. They have rifles. They have 30 rounds. They shoot either 3 per round or full auto, which is like 10 bullets.
I'm sorry, but those are some incredibly impressive suits of medieval armor.
Wait, you mean the actual armor? The stuff that's like standing in alcoves?
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, they're designed for people who are 5'5". So
I don't care if one of them has a pole arm. I don't rightly care.
well,
As
about
long as
half.
it will cleave a person in twain, I don't rightly care. I'm wondering what kind of weaponry they have.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, about half of them have no weapon at all. Of the other half, about half of them have a sword that is like waist high, that have like a armored hand gauntlet wrapped around, and about the other quarter is a spear, and of that quarter, about half is just a pointy thing with the metal on top, and 1/8 of the total, I guess, is a thing that looks like a cross between a axe and a spear. It's like pointy, but it also has like an axe blade.
A warhammer.
What do you say?
Probably either the back end is probably either a spike. The back end probably either looks like the spike end of a railroad spike or the blunt end of a railroad spike.
Potato. It's all military bullshit. So
Yeah,
what do you want?
One of them sounds good.
There you go. You pick one.
One of them sounds good. Because if I'm
Okay.
fighting something made up of muscle mass, I want something that slices through muscle mass.
Now, keep in mind, these are not things in the dungeon. These are things you saw on the first floor, where all the nice stuff is.
No, in the dungeon.
In the dungeon are stone walls and dripping. And-
Negatory, bring up the map of the dungeon.
You said they were
You said there were suits of armor.
Yeah,
Oh, there were big statues.
there
Look,
were statues. That's right, there were statues.
There are statues, yes. In the dungeon, there are statues. There are no armor,
No,
there's
it's
no weapons, no
statues of
nothing.
those are statues of people, not like suits of armor of people.
That is correct.
I will bring you something back.
I got you. That's where I was confused. I'm sorry.
I apologize for being unclear. So, to be perfectly clear, Mark Savage is still in the dungeons. Is that correct?
Alan's got to have somebody to watch his back, otherwise he's all alone down there. Because these
Okay.
two are going up with the others, right?
So,
or is
Charlotte, what
staying
are you
with
doing?
Alan?
As long as you guys don't go ahead without us, I'll go up with go up to just so we're not going out off. Nobody's going off by themselves.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, do you want to stay with Alan or go upstairs with Tweedledum and Tweedledummer?
I'll stay with
And John
Alan.
Morgan.
Yes,
And John Morgan.
and John Morgan. Why don't you go? Since you really want a new toy, why don't you go up and I'll stay with Alan?
Okay.
Because that way we have Braun and
Yeah. And both of you have firearms which are very effective against muscles because of hydrostatic shock, so we're good. Okay.
oh,
I just, punching a big fat muscle doesn't really hurt the muscle all that much. Is what I'm thinking.
Well, you're assuming that this creature is like a typical squid and not some alien from another planet or some magical horror.
yeah, that's exactly what I've been trying to say. But go get your toy.
You know what? After I chop a tentacle off, we'll see if there's bone inside. My bet is no.
Well, we'll see how.
I would really like to move on.
Go get your weapon.
Okay.
Keep the fort down here.
Time is ticking.
Okay, moving on.
I am 100% behind you on that, Brandon.
Okay, where's
You want-
Charlotte?
you
Where's
want-
Charlotte? What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing.
Well, I'm staying down here. They're both going up. They're two with Alan, and those two are going upstairs. With the
Getting the kids out.
kids. Yes.
Okay, so people going upstairs with the kids, as we're calling them.
They're under 18. I'm gonna call them a kid.
They probably are under 18. So,
They're just lucky I haven't thought up any nastier names for them.
aren't you kind? Okay, so you guys go upstairs with Destiny and Todd, and then what? Because their first impulse is to run out of the elevator in a random direction.
Wave goodbye. Then I will go and I will find a suit of armor that has a big pointy thing on it.
Yes, and
To Donald's character.
Okay.
a good weapon. And if it's a really long pointy thing with a pointy thing on the other end, I'll break it in half so I've got a pointy thing in one end and a slicey thing in the other.
If I step over the bodies of any soldiers between here and the pointy thing, the elevator and the pointy thing, I will check to see if they have any explosives on them.
As it
If they don't,
happens,
step over them and keep going.
as it happens, while they do not have zip ties or handcuffs or anything like that, they are not prepared to restrain anyone. They do, in fact, have grenades.
Yay!
I'm no expert, so I'll take whatever grenades I find.
Alan Brennan could identify what they have on them, but to you, they're all cylinders with little handles on the side and
When I
little
get back
pins.
downstairs, I'll ask.
So you grab them, you bring them with you, and could be meringue, could be an explosion. You don't know. So you bring them with you. It's a custard cream pie grenade. You don't know.
There you
Okay.
go.
And Destiny and Tom flee into the castle somewhere. Meanwhile,
The door hits you on the way out.
you guys are killing me.
Hey,
I
we
find
do
this
it.
very funny. All four of you return or are still at the elevator in the dungeon. And there you are. Now what?
I will ask Alan Brennan to identify the grenades that I brought back down.
Oh, you brought fun toys.
We're going to say you brought 4. 2 of them are fragmentation anti-personnel grenades. And there's like some military code for that, which Brennan says. And then you say, what does that mean? And then Brennan says, oh, that means anti-personnel fragmentation grenade. And then the other 2 are essentially flashbang grenades. They will hurt, they will cause injury, but the main reason for their existence is to blind you and deafen you. So they won't kill you, they will hurt you a lot and make you blind and deaf for like 5 minutes.
They're still concussive.
They
know,
are.
Ever,
I know. I've
if
been,
you've ever, oh, yeah, okay.
None of these can take a wall down, unfortunately.
No, but they can be thrown at the tentacle guy.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
We don't
probably
want to be anywhere near the flash bangs when they go off.
Yeah, hopefully if you throw something at him, his first instinct is to grab it.
Oddly enough, while you guys have been upstairs finding, John Morgan brings back a pike of some kind for Mark Savage, and it is a pike. It's like 8 feet tall, and it's got an axe head with a spiky thing on one end, and like a spiky thing going the other way. Anyway,
Groovy.
and it's probably worth like thousands of dollars as an antique, but he hands it to you. While you guys have been
Snap
down
the
here,
shaft in half.
snap. While you guys are down here, and again, there are no lights down here other than what you have on you.
right.
Well, remember,
Nothing has approached Ellen Brennan and Mark.
okay.
Send the drone back into the cathedral.
Bzzz. You go down, nothing there. Do you go to the stairway down?
Yes.
Nothing there. You go into the area where the round tables are with we're going to call them carcasses on the tables and nearby the tables. And at a table, we're going to say the one leftmost, the one eastmost of the, no, that's west. Left is west. Leftmost, westmost. There is a hooded, cloaked figure that is like gnawing at we'll call it a thigh of some mammal.
What's he gnawing with? I mean, if he's a tentacular hard, where's the teeth?
Under the tentacles.
Yeah, the usual. If it's like an octopus, then there's a hard beak at the center of the tentacles. If he's not like an octopus, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, really.
Well, from the video you're getting from the drone, it is uncertain.
Do you really want to go closer to look?
However, the drone, as it is festooned with lights, immediately attracts the attention of the hooded, cloaked, gnawing figure, which then looks up at the drone.
Get it out of there now, or you're gonna lose it.
Stay far enough away that it can't actually grab the thing out of the air, but see if it follows it.
It moves in a slump, slump, slump kind of posture
Yep.
toward the drone.
All right, move the drone into the hallway.
It continues to follow.
Okay.
Are you leading? Are you? Question. Are you deliberately leading it up the hallway?
Yes.
In that case, it follows.
Okay.
Here's the deal. If you don't deliberately lead it out of its little whatever, it stays there. But if you deliberately lead it out, it will follow.
Okay.
Um,
It's my intention. I don't know about you guys, but I think that it would be a really good idea to get the thing in that hallway with the stairs and to throw a couple of grenades at it to see what happens.
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And then establish a different set of tactics depending on what happens.
Okay.
Okay, tell me.
That big room would be
It
place
will
to-
continue to follow as long as you are deliberately leading it. It will continue to follow until you do something other than lead it on. So tell me, at what point do you do something other than lead it forward to
The
its
little hallway.
death?
I'm assuming you're talking the little hallway between the green square and the big room.
No.
Oh, the big
I'm
L,
talking
the
about-
big Z shape.
The
Yes.
Z-shaped hallway. I'm thinking when the drone is at the northernmost 90-degree corner,
Brandon,
and
I'll
the
leave it up to you.
schlumping thing is
When the thing's-
between the southern corner and the northern corner, we pitch grenades underneath the drone and see if we can turn him into jelly.
Yes,
What were you saying, Lloyd?
Run out of there, though.
What were you saying, Lloyd?
I'll leave it up to you, Brandon. When the thing is about halfway up that hallway, I'm going to throw a couple of hand grenades down that hallway. But I wanted to be in a position where I could be sure that the grenades are going to get to the monster.
The hallway you're referring to is the zigzag hallway between the big square room
And the
and
dungeon.
and the small dungeon room.
That is
Yes,
correct.
Which means you guys have moved down from the green square into the
Yeah.
great big
We need-
room.
I have.
yes.
Cool.
I will be there as well.
Does anyone have a problem with that? Otherwise, I'll move forward.
No. Move forward.
Well, I'm
You
the
good?
one that's got to pitch the grenades because I know how to use them.
So,
Hey,
Leslie,
I'll stay back.
Ellen is also moving into the great big square room?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. I just want to make sure I understand what everybody's doing.
And I'm going
So-
to tell John. I'm going to tell John, be ready to move the drone because I'm going to throw the fragmentation grenades first, and they'll spread all kinds of crap all over the place.
That is correct. Yes, I will. Basically, I'll just pull the drone out into the cathedral and say, "Go."
Charlotte, eyes on our 6. We don't want to get snuck up on while we're doing this. This will be messy.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys never do what I expect.
Well,
This is me clapping for you because you are a surprise all the time.
Personally,
Okay.
I was willing to negotiate with dude, but when he started eating people, I'm into blowing him up.
Yeah.
So if I'm just putting this out there, if this thing never leaves this little dungeon, who brings people? Okay. Meanwhile,
that's
so
what
you guys, no, let's move. We're moving on. We're
If
moving on.
everybody were vegan, who would be a cattle rancher?
We're moving on.
I'm saying that we'll take care of that person next.
So, the big rectangle area that has the 6 statues.
Yep.
You're clear with that, right?
Yes.
You guys are between the upper right-hand corner and the middle right-hand corner.
Well, I'm
Statues.
thinking more. I'm thinking more that I'm at the upper next to that first statue before the entrance, because if I'm going to wing the grenades in there, I don't want to be in the fire of the shrapnel.
Okay, that's fine.
And
I'm just
I'm-
saying there are 2 statues either side of the entrance to the stairwell, so you got to
Yeah.
be somewhere around there.
That's
Right.
what I'm going to do at the top statue.
Okay, the drone is probably at the corner where it goes south,
Okay.
because it's got to look south, right?
When
Yes,
it gets,
As soon as the grenades get thrown, I'm going to pull the drone back because otherwise it's going to get blown up against the wall by the shock.
Yeah,
I'm entirely expecting that to happen, but
Drone
maybe
just
not.
kinda
All right,
sideways.
so you lure, and let's not be unclear, you are luring
Yes.
this creature that was perfectly happy living in its subterranean life, eating what was brought to it. You lure it away, up,
Yes.
out of its home, upward, to
And
the
then blow-
stairwell,
Then blow
and
it up.
then you start
And
throwing
blow it up,
grenades at it, right?
That is correct.
Left to right. Well, no, let's switch it up. Right to left. Lloyd, what does John Morgan do?
Wait for Brennan to throw the grenades and then pull the drone out of that hallway.
Okay, Brennan, what do you do? The
Chuck
tentacular
grenade.
creature which you have lured away from its home.
From the warm embrace of its mother's bosom. Yes. Carry on.
the cannibalistic creature, which we are going to take care of its feeder when we're done.
What do you do?
Throw the grenades. Well, at least throw
Roll
one
some
of them.
dice. Let me tell me what you get. I'm gonna stop this sharing and then go back to stuff.
13 total for the first grenade.
Whoo.
If I don't need another, I won't waste them.
Well, you only get one, and then other people do stuff, and then we'll come
Yeah.
back to you. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll some dice here. So I only do it once.
Now, bear
You
in
did-
mind,
how
I
many
rolled
total?
13.
Yeesh. And what kind of grenade was that?
The fragmentation. That's why I wanted
Wow.
to. Yeah.
13.
It's going to work like your pike, Mark, because it's going to shoot shrapnel
You
everywhere.
Bounce it off
Yep.
a wall. It bounces off. It lands like
It
just
like rolls
in
down
front
the
of
stairs to his feet.
it. Knocks it back down the steps. Meanwhile, Kieran, what does Charlotte do?
I'm guarding our back, so I'm near the other hallway with the green square, but not on this green square. Just at the entrance of the.
Oddly enough,
room.
nothing is coming down the elevator. Handy
Well,
for
yeah.
you.
Well, the elevator's been
Now,
sealed.
now, something could have. It's not like your time has been wasted, because something could have come down that elevator and totally killed all of you.
I
but-
thought we locked the elevator down again. Once
Yeah, we did.
You don't know. You don't know. Anything could happen. But in this particular instance, nothing did. So, it could happen. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
good.
John, no, fuck. Mark Savage,
Yes.
what you gonna do, man?
Is it goopy and messy, or
It is blown off of its feet and has been severely injured. It has not quite yet hit the ground yet because it's falling down the steps that are behind it. And again, it's like in a robe and a hood and so forth.
Mhm. We may have to chuck the other one. We may have to go partially down the stairs and chuck the other one down the stairs.
yeah?
What are you doing,
We might have to-
Can-
Mr.
can-
Savage?
Can I grab one of the grenades from? Ooh, I'm gonna. We had flashbangs.
You have fragmentation grenades and you have flashbangs.
I've thrown a fragmentation. We've got 2 flashbangs left. One
Okay, I'll have taken one. I'll have taken at least one of the flashbangs because I'll throw a flashbang down there
Roll 2d6.
show you how to do
on
it,
top
Jack.
of them.
Well, 2d6 plus whatever you're throwing a flashbang aspect would be.
7 total.
And I will
Wow.
roll against
Yeah,
you
do it.
because this
That's a
particular
pretty
game
weak roll.
system we're using, where we're doing the roll against roll. Oh wow! I rolled really, really badly. So what do you got total?
7.
That's not great, and it's still better than what I got. So
I
you
toss-
throw
so
a flashbang
basically-
down.
So basically, I toss a flashbang at this guy who's just been hit by a frag grenade, and I say, "Long live the king."
Oh, God.
Oh, irony, right? Irony. That's irony.
yeah.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? All right. So great. Yeah, that did additional damage to the poor tentacle monstrosity that you have invaded his home and hurt him so much. So
It
ploosh, hits his bottom of the stairs.
They might not have been very smart people, but it eats people.
It eats people, yeah. That's not a good thing.
Anything above me on the food chain, I have a problem with.
Ditto.
All right. So where are we at?
Let's go. Can we send the drone down and see if we need to throw any more?
John Morgan, do you want to send the drone down to scope out the tentacular King of England?
Yes. Send the drone down there and see what's going on.
You have a grievously injured humanoid tentacular monstrosity at the bottom of a stone stairwell.
Okay.
We need to put it out of its misery.
Yes, I will tell Leslie's character, throw the other grenade to the bottom of the stairwell, and I'll pull the drone back.
Okay, I'm good. Fragmentation grenade number 2 down the stairs.
roll 2d6 plus whatever your military killing things.
Oh, my military killing thing makes the total, let's see, 14?
Wow. Ooh, I rolled really well.
Dice, I'm
Okay.
keeping-
Not well enough. You duck forward and roll to your right. You throw a grenade. It bounces down the steps, the stone steps of the stone stairwell to this supine tentacular monstrosity person. And the grenade hits it and you shield your eyes and flames shoot past you and it's loud and smelly. Yeah, all right. The upshot of this is what used to be at the bottom of the stairwell is not alive anymore.
Okay,
Is smelly and kind of oily and dead. Most definitely dead.
Okay, now let's go find his feeder. Do I really think I want to rip?
Everybody
apart?
else, just take a moment. This is purely role playing, but everybody else, it takes you a good few minutes to recover from the noise of all these explosions, because they're very, very loud, and you're in a stone hallway.
There must be something else down there. Wow.
I don't want to know.
I don't either. Something made that flashbang go. I mean, the thing go really worse than it should have. They must have had something explosive down there. I don't want to check it out. Let's get the hell out of here and go find the feeder. Because the feeder is the one I want to rip apart.
John Morgan, make a technical network guy roll.
Yep.
You need a 12.
Exactly what I rolled.
The drone is still working. Everything's fine.
Okay.
You're trying to reconnect to it. Like the network connection has gone down, and then you're like, okay, and then it's up again. There was a disruption of your signal, but everything's cool now.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
I was going to say, was that caused by someone, or what caused that?
You don't know.
Let's
Okay.
get out of here.
But it's working.
I think we better get out of here. Let's check the elevator before we go up, though.
Okay. Brandon, shut the drone down, and then we'll head up back to the elevator.
Are you carrying it now?
Yes.
Elevator's empty.
Okay. Turn the elevator back on and head upstairs.
To the first floor.
We know it's on the first floor. You want to check out the second floor?
Oh, do we have cameras on the second floor to check out? Make sure we don't.
We do have that corner that we can't surveil on the second floor.
That's on the other corner forward.
Waiting for us outside the elevator.
Yeah, I can make sure.
To be clear, there are cameras on the second floor.
Except for that one.
There is a section that have no cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making sure you know that.
Yes.
At this point, I just want to check out what's outside the elevator on the second floor. Make sure we don't run into.
No surprises, but head to the second.
Yeah, we don't want any surprises.
Let's see if there are any surprises. Wow. There are 4. Count them. 4. Total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soldiers outside the elevator on the second floor, aiming their guns at the elevator on the second floor.
I think we want to get off on the first floor.
Yeah.
We'll find another way upstairs.
What, is there anybody on the first floor besides the corpses?
Check the first floor.
Okay, this is John Morgan doing this, right?
Yes.
Flipping through, you see not a single living thing on the first floor.
Convenient. All right, let's stop and go to the first floor then.
We could send the elevator up to the second floor and let them shoot at nothing.
But then they can come back down unless you have complete control over that sector.
They've had a bad enough day. Okay, so stop and get off on the first floor, and
All right.
we know there's nobody on the first floor, so we just walk around the building until we get to the set of stairs that goes directly up to that area that we cannot see.
Is this at the bottom right corner of the upper right tower?
Yeah, I believe so.
Approximately, yes.
I don't think you can see my pointer, so
I
I
can
have
see
to
it.
describe it with my
Yeah, I can
mouth.
see it.
Oh, you see the box that says hall? Do you see
Yes.
hall?
Yep.
Upper right corner of that, and then across the hallway, there's like a tiny little circular stairwell.
Right.
That goes between the first floor and the second floor. It is a tiny, tiny stairwell. It's like literally like 2.5 feet wide. It's tiny.
Right. We will use that.
And we can use the drone to check it out ahead of us, I think, can't we?
Might have to
Is
be
that what
small.
you do?
I don't really see the need.
We ought to be able to use cameras to look ahead of us.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already
We got
checking using this-
cameras through this place.
There
except that
are
corner.
cameras on the second floor everywhere but the dotted line areas.
Correct.
So we could be able to see what's at the top of the stairs.
You should, yeah.
Okay.
Here you got.
Oh, hang on. Rolled a 12 on the dice, Brandon.
Let me see what I get. 8, 2, 10. Oh, 12 is good. Yeah. Okay, so wrong map. Hang on. Okay, so the upper right corner of the right-hand map, which is the second floor.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. You guys are there's like a left-hand map and a right-hand map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Upper right corner of the right-hand map. Bottom right-hand corner of that tower is where the stairs are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good God. All right, give me a minute. And I'll share with you something.
And I've been in castles of the era. I know how they are built to keep you from doing exactly what we're intending to do here.
They are designed to prevent people from getting into them. So give me a minute. And I'll tell you point blank, I really, really did not plan for how you got to where you are. It is
You should know us by now.
you went outside the box. That is what you did. That is the deal. Okay. Okay. All right. In that room.
Box?
In the room at the top of the stairs, you see this person sitting on let's call it a desk. There's like a desk. She's sitting on the desk. It's kind of like sitting there, looking like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I even doing here?
Oh my
She
God,
looks-
we haven't seen her in months. She's what's her name from the?
I thought she got dissolved.
Yeah, but that's her, isn't it?
What's Frank? You met her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Her actual real name is Francine.
yeah. I was like, we know that chick.
Is she friend or foe?
Yeah, hard to say.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. She didn't.
Well, she
actually
hasn't-
try and kill us the last
She
time
hasn't.
we met,
No. She's tried to kill you. No.
but
Let
not
me
the
rephrase.
last time we met.
Wait. The first time you encountered her, she tried to kill John Morgan and
Yes.
failed.
Right.
Other than that, you've met her once more, and then it was kind of like incidental.
Is she capable of the carnage
Right.
that
She,
we've seen?
like I say, she didn't try and kill us the last time we met.
Is she capable of the carnage we've seen?
Oh yes.
We honestly don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Other than the attack on the Orochi group building, I've never seen her in action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that.
Well, let's see if she's willing to talk.
And that was, where's the map?
Okay, now if we
wrong map.
go,
Hang on.
if we go in,
There we
if
go.
we roll in, going, Frankie, how's it been?
She doesn't know me, so I'm not going up there first.
Okay, in the upper right-hand tower, it is a library? It's like books, and there's a piano in the corner, and there's a little thing with like bottles of liquor. She's on a desk. She's kind of sitting there going like, yeah, what the fuck? What am I even doing here? The camera, which is looking, in her direction, she doesn't look hostile. She looks more annoyed and kind of tired.
Yeah,
Maybe I should talk to her.
yeah.
She's in my natural state.
Annoyed and tired?
That's how he usually feels.
Yeah.
Until he had to change the career.
Isn't that Mark Savage in a nutshell? Annoyed and tired.
I mean, that's what matches his picture. That's for sure.
Go
What
to
do you do?
chat. See what she says.
What do you do, guys?
Yeah, we're
What-
gonna roll up. Frankie, how's it been? What are you doing in this place?
What? Wait, what? Let me be clear. All four of you come up the stairs in the
Oh,
bottom.
we're gonna let Mark go first because she doesn't know me at all. So
All
Yeah,
right.
I think the only time I saw her, she was on the slab. Is that her or somebody else?
It's hard to say. So,
I will be close behind Mark Savage.
She was
okay.
even if she wasn't on the slab, she was in the morgue.
Top right tower. She's sitting on a desk. There are dead people all around. You guys come up from a stairwell from the first floor, and there is Mark Savage and then John Morgan. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know. Not the right guy. Where is he?
Not that guy. That's for sure.
Man, what the hell? Where is it? Oh, come on. Really? It's in here somewhere. Oh, there she is. There we go. In this particular occasion, she's wearing a fluffy, like, rabbit fur vest and a tutu. You know what a tutu is, right? It's like a ballerina kind of thing.
yeah.
And her shoes are Crocs. They are those plastic hard slippers that have holes in them. And she's sitting there on the desk. And then Mark Savage comes out of a small door. It is a tiny, tiny door. It's like 2 feet wide. You open it up, and there's a big empty room that has... It's a library of some sort. Lots and lots of books on shelves, and a piano, and at least a half a dozen dead soldiers in black uniforms. And there you are. What do you do?
Frankie, what are you doing here? Say, is this your work? Nice job.
Do I know you?
We met.
You don't look familiar. Should I kill you?
No, you don't want to try doing that.
Hey, don't try. There's no try. There's do.
Yeah, so said the Illuminati. They had to reorder body bags.
Illuminati. Oh. They're pissants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
And she
hey,
kind of like looks
we got
away
nothing
from
here.
you.
What are you doing here? How what gave you the call to come in?
This is the thing.
I didn't think I called in any favors on this one.
This is the thing that Mark Savage would notice. When she says, they're pissants, and she like looks away from you, this is a noticeable thing. Like you have lowered in the level of threat as far as she's concerned. From, you're a threat to you're not really a threat. She like looks away from you, like glances off into space. And you continue about your thing about whatever.
Better and better.
So, what are you doing here?
Yeah, and no, we came in here because my friend of mine got his team got a black mark taken out on them, and this what was this Quimbley dude and Rupert, and it's been a really long couple of days, let me tell you.
This is one of the weirder ones, I tell you.
Who are you in for? Who called you in?
Well, I kind of got the feeling I should come here, and then there's like all these assholes, and then they start shooting at you, so you gotta kill them.
Yeah. So this supposedly there's this whole rightful king of England creepy thing going on, and
I
somebody
I
in my
I don't know nothing about that.
yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. But someone in my buddy's team heard about it, and so this Lord Clark of Windermere dude gave some cat named Quimper the go ahead to wipe them all out because one of them found out about it, and you know how that never works out. And so
I
now
don't
we're
know.
here to take care of business and clean up the old debts.
Shake rubs her mouth. I kind of thought I should come here, and then there's all these guys, and they started shooting at me, and so like I started killing them.
I know, it just makes them shoot at you more. You'd think they learn, right?
You'd think, but they don't. They never learn. They never learn. I don't know. Are we in England or something like that?
Yeah, Cumbria,
Yeah. Wait, what? Is that like?
North England.
Wait, like? Wait, is that like Ireland?
No, just northern part of England, heading to Scotland, but not there yet.
Oh, you say so. Man, I tell you what, I'm kind of tired of this. Cause, I mean, this like killing guys. I'm just really tired of it.
Yeah, I know, right?
You should probably take a vacation.
Does he say that?
Yes.
She like looks past Mark Savage and he goes, "Oh my God, it's you! It's that guy!"
That's me again.
Oh my! She like stands up from the desk and she looks actually interested in what's going on.
I tell
Before
her,
she looked just kind
"I
of like
told
bored
you
and annoyed.
I told her, I told you we met.
Oh my God, you're that guy! You're that guy! Oh my God, the guy I didn't kill that one time, and then like that other time,
Yes.
and here we are again. And I'm like totally not killing you. Is that something? Or what?
Again.
I think it's like
Well,
fate.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Hey, why you here?
I'm with Mark. We were here trying to get the whole thing straightened out with the other guy we're with.
Oh, man, that sounds really good. I wish I had something like that. Cause mostly what I get is like you gotta go somewhere and you gotta kill this guy.
Oh no, you gotta have a good reason for killing people. Otherwise, it's just monotony.
That's exactly what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You totally get me.
Right. Hey, tell you, you got some way we can call you in if we ever need to give you something not monotonous to do? Because I have to say, I am very impressed. I am not someone who impresses lightly, but I am very impressed with your handiwork.
Oh my.
I have no idea what you mean by that right now. What do you mean?
I think he's talking about the just amount of sheer chaos and carnage you created here tonight.
Wait, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
I'm saying you're very, very good at what you do, and if I have a chance to hire you, I might like to take up that chance at some point.
She like squints at you. It's like she legitimately does not understand what you're saying. And she's like, "Wait, you mean like killing people?"
Oh, sometimes killing people, sometimes just making them wish you had. Nothing more fun than watching the rightful king of England wet himself before you squip him, huh?
I don't think he wet himself though.
I don't.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was squishy and it was messy.
It was definitely wet at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, that's because it all went splat.
Anyway,
She looks
we
at you
usually have a whole lot of
like
fun.
very seriously. I have no idea what you're saying right now.
I
We
think she's got
usually have
tired.
a whole lot of fun. And you know what? If you would like to be invited, maybe from time to time we could invite you. Long as you give us some way of inviting you.
I think that sounds great. Fun sounds great. Most of what I do between you and me, not so much fun. Not so much. No. It's like I gotta go somewhere. I feel like I go somewhere and I look at a guy, and usually they like start like being assholes. Like, oh my god, have you seen these guys? There's like 2 dozen assholes behind me. I mean, what the fuck was these guys? I didn't do nothing, but they all start shooting at me. And then they start shooting you. You gotta do what you gotta do. But
Oh well, you want to know assholes? How about this? Okay, we got these kids trapped in cages so that the cannibal can like chop them up and eat them, right?
cannibal, right? What the fuck is that?
I know,
What, a
right?
cannibal like
I know,
eating
right?
another human
And
being?
so we're opening up these cages to let them out, and we're like, now y'all watch out, okay? Because this is dangerous down here. What's the first one do? Runs falling straight into a pit trap.
Oh my god. What the hell? What the
I
hell?
know, right?
Why didn't they listen to you? You said to look out, right? You should look out, right? So you should look out. But they don't look out. They just run off in the like a what did we say, a pit trap?
Yeah, spikes at the bottom and everything.
Holy fuck. That's messed up. That's seriously messed up.
I know, right? But you know what? It wasn't one of my people, so I could laugh.
Well.
Guys, we might want to wrap up here. I'm pretty sure the balloon went up when all of this the shooting started. So. You're
Oh
welcome.
yeah. We were in the middle of something before we got cooked. I'm terribly sorry, Francie. You're so much fun to talk to, but I think we got a job to finish up. You want
Okay.
to come along and maybe watch a werewolf rip somebody's throat out if we're lucky?
That's different. So, quick question: Are we shutting down? Are we done for the night? Is this it? Or because if so, there's like a whole other game after this. But
Oh, well then, it is already 10:30.
Okay, well, if there's a whole other game after this, Brandon, then we can. I certainly would like to play it.
okay.
We kind of bypassed tonight's game to do what we did instead.
That's fine. Okay. So
We killed
you
the
guys
King
are.
of England.
we killed the rightful king of England, perhaps saved the lives of 2 young prostitutes.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
themselves killed running out of the castle.
And if we play our cards exceptionally right, have an extreme assassin on call, and that's never a bad thing.
Well, I just want to find the person that's been feeding the rightful king of England so I can rip his throat out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to go into the room with the dotted line room and find out what's there. And hell, if it's nothing there, we can take Frankie out and get drinks and dinner and hang out with her for a while.
Yeah. I'm all about watching the guy who fed people to the monster get his throat ripped out by a werewolf. That's actually getting kind of fun.
That does sound like a comeuppance. As
I
say.
gotta start thinking of witty things to say just before the werewolf attacks.
Okay, so you're good with one more game. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've got one more
All
game
right.
in the arc, then by all means. Yeah.
I've got one more game in the arc. Okay, so you met Frankie,
Yes.
who has apparently killed like 4
100
dozen people.
All the bad.
Impressed.
Well, they weren't people you cared about, so who cares? So,
If she hadn't come along and done it, we'd have probably ended up doing it ourselves. So.
well,
Yeah, and that
potato,
would've just
potato,
gotten messy.
whatever. All right, so next Tuesday we'll do more of this. True?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
In the
So-
meantime, guys, if you want, think up characters I'll resend that information about the campaign and we can start it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever down the road.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that
Does
sounds
the
like fun.
hacker idea I had, does that work for the
That's
game?
perfect. That's perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
as long as you're not all hackers, then you're fine.
fair enough.
And I would recommend at least one person be what I guess Call of Cthulhu calls an esoteric scholar, which is somebody who's got a little bit of knowledge of the Cthulhu mythos before you go into it. Because I don't want all of your characters going into it cold. So having somebody with some background in the mythos would be a good idea.
That would not be me.
No, it's
No,
I'd recommend whoever it is they either there are like two paths you can go, either like an esoteric scholar or like an esoteric agent, but basically a member of a secret society.
Oh, I haven't.
okay. I was thinking like an Indiana Jones style.
Well, keep in mind you will be part of a government organization, pretty much along the lines of like the FBI or DEA or somebody like that. Not quite as tightly controlled as that, because you have a very specific mission, which is to go find these things and kill them.
Well, I haven't figured out a character yet. So.
Well, think of an idea.
You have at least a week.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay.
I could be the esoteric.
Yeah. If nobody else wants the esoteric, then I could be like an Indiana Jones guy who learned way too much and ended up with this job instead now.
Certainly a possibility, yeah.
But if somebody else wants to play the esoteric, I'll let somebody else play the esoteric. And I can go with something totally different that I haven't thought of yet.
Kieran seems pretty esoteric.
Yeah, I find that to be true outside of games too.
Okay, for this game, we're now wrapping up. Wait, play. What's the deal? Come on. I am clicking play and nothing is happening. Do you hear anything?
I do not.
No.
No hear nothing.
I hear the
What?
sound.
Why are you?
of silence.
Silent.
Oh, Leslie, I have your Christmas present from Kieran with me. I will have to get that to her.
Don't
It's up to her if I
understand.
show it to you now or show it to you when I bring it to you.
Why don't you show it when you bring? Because there is this new Mission Barbecue that needs to be tested.
Yes, I agree. The only thing is I'm not leaving
Oh,
town until my new radiator comes in,
Fuck.
Okay.
which I just ordered today.
All right.
So it may be a few weeks. It may be a month before I get back down there. But
Okay.
yeah,
No,
we'll try.
I mean, I don't mind
If the radiator magically comes in Thursday and I get the job done Friday, we might have to see what's going on like Saturday, Sunday with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I
Give
didn't
the
wrap
car a
it.
test run.
I said I didn't wrap it or anything. It's in a bubble wrap bag still. So.
Yeah. Here it is. So
Wow. Okay.
if you want to see what's in here, I'll do it. But yeah.
You okay up there, Brendan?
I don't know why it's
Brendan
not
can't
working.
get it to play.
It's not working. I'm saying line one. Line one.
Will we all just start humming the tune or something?
Better yet, let's all start humming different tunes.
Bum 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 bum. Okay, this is
No.
you can't hear it, but it's the theme song to our game.
Okay.
What the fuck, man? All right, so we had. Although you can't hear the song. Donald von Griffin, Kieran Torres, yay, Leslie Tannenberger, Lloyd Montgomery, thank you, Lloyd. Me, the GM, Brandon Blackmore, who cannot get the goddamn fucking music to play.
I think maybe John Morgan has screwed up with your systems.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I
I
did.
bet. I just bet it. It's his deal. You
Might not
I
be
should
Yeah,
never have
and-
trusted
and-
you. I
and-
should never have trusted
And
you.
Brandon,
What?
Mark Savage's line right before the elevator opened was just for you. Hey, who pressed the down button?
Mm.
Thank you for playing. We'll have at least one more game. Maybe more, but at least one more.
Oh yeah, this is a
See ya.
blast.